You're listening to the Warlord Radio Podcast.
No. You gotta go to the Christopher Walken. That's the way
it's filthy. It's dirty.
I remember.
I love it.
He's having a cigarette.
Steve having a smoke on the coals.
A little smoke on the coals.
Well, welcome everybody in internet land.
Yeah, that's our intro.
Yeah, we were nailing it. We were 100% success rate on these intros, right?
Consistency is key. Is if we started doing it right, then people would be like, they changed, man.
I want to do like a super reel of all of the fucking horrible intros we've done. We're on episode 40 something now. We've never nailed an intro.
You should do a medley of all of them.
The medley of all
like
of
a greatest hits.
Right?
That's what we'll do when we just run out of episodes. Just play like on the entire gag reel.
That or when people
Shitty intros.
that or when people fuck up the plug for Warlord Radio.
Oh, I love that. I love that so hard. Alfonte from Apophis was not happy that we used that on the episode.
Calling out names already.
I love that fool.
No, Alfonte is fantastic.
Shit, dude.
But no, he blew, and he like everybody does, like you take a couple of takes, you know, but like he blew one and we ended up using that for the actors like,
fuck yes.
Thank you for listening to Radio Warlords. Fuck.
That's good material.
That's the kind of one I would want you to use.
Yes,
Well,
that's what I'm looking
that's what we end up doing with pretty much everybody. Is if there's a great one, but then there's a totally fucked up one, we always go with the fucked up one.
Well,
Yeah, we've done that to a few.
As you
people
should.
now.
It just
Well, you
became, at
should.
first it started to just because it was funny, and then it became a thing, and now we just roll with it.
Remember Sonar Lights? Like,
It's good storytelling.
Yeah.
I think Sonar Lights, they were trying to all do it at the same time, and all of them fucked it up like, in different ways.
We'll fuck it up too if you guys want.
Yeah, we'll
Oh, yeah.
get there.
All right.
We'll get there.
That's a fact.
So we are here with Lament Configuration. We got Joe and Sam here. So
Hi.
say hello.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
So this is your return episode.
Yes.
And these guys are one of the fastest rising metal bands in the DFW area.
That's true. When we first interviewed you guys, you had just gotten together. Like, you had not been together long at all.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is it in February?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, something
Something
sure.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
January,
we've been
February.
gigging since last November, the 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't been gigging a year yet.
No, it was February because we were plugging J&J's, and that was like our first time to play J&J's.
Yeah,
March.
it was
So,
cold as fuck.
It was.
But you
Yes.
guys have come so fucking far in
Thank you.
a very short time.
Yeah. That's why I say that. It's like you guys are out there already playing like a bunch of the major clubs, and I mean, you're not just like not that there's anything wrong with being an opener, but you're not just openers. Like you guys are out there like headlining your own shows and playing. I mean, you guys just played a killer show last weekend. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Cannibal Convention, man.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay,
go ahead.
before I talk about us, if I may, let me talk about a band called Todo Poderoso for just a second, real quick.
Todo Poderoso.
They played, which is all powerful in Spanish for those of you who are not,
right.
In the know.
don't have those linguistic skills, such as myself. Not everyone's a man of the world.
humble.
Yeah,
So
not
humble.
Not everyone's a man of the world.
Not everyone's a learned individual.
a scholar,
Yeah.
a man of the arts.
I will have you know he has a bottle of
But anyways, that's all I'm talking. Hold on.
It's 3/4 empty, by the way.
There's fucking things to be said. Anyways, the point is, the fucking Todo Poderoso is a great fucking band. They've set the bar that night with their fucking set, without a doubt. And they probably are the most unique sounding band in the Denton area, for sure, going right now.
Bold words.
They are.
So how would, for the people that don't know them, how would you describe their
They're doomy. Like the band they remind me most of in some sections is Paul Bear. If anyone's ever listened to Paul Bear, like Sorrow Extinction era Paul Bear.
Like
fucking,
really crushing riffs mixed with like
very
really
emotionally charged.
Yeah.
Like not, but
still melodic.
their
too.
one guitarist Ben is a fucking pedal, is a
Paul Bear,
effects pedal genius. He's fucking, he does. They have, but they have a math rock element too at the same time. It's like imagine if Dillinger Escape Plan and Paul Bear somehow got.
I
meshed
really,
together.
really, really cannot understate how much I fucking hate Dillinger Escape Plan.
I love Dillinger Escape Plan.
That's great. I understand why people like them, but for me,
But not for you.
that shit is offensive to my fucking ear holes, man.
Fair enough.
I don't know why.
Anyways, they were, in my opinion, my favorite set of the night. I didn't watch all bands, but yes, to get to the heart of the matter, we did have a food drive show.
Yeah.
Cannibal Convention Mark II was our second one this year. Our last
Cannibal, like can
It's a
Cannibal
pun.
goods. Yeah, I'll take this. I'll take this pun. This pun question.
I was about. Yeah, no. Here's my pun question. Did you come up with the moniker for that shit? Because that sounds like
we all did, really.
I mean,
it was a collective. I mean, the pun, yes, was obviously.
At this point, my influence has kind of pervaded the band anyway, so they'll say stuff and not even realize it.
That's right.
It's just Joe. For those of you out there that don't know Joe,
It's subliminal.
He's inoculated us with pun brains.
Bro,
Fuck
It's
outta
true.
here.
It's like
to the point where I do it in my regular life now. Like I'll just pun somebody and I'll be like, "Fuck."
Right.
Joe,
You know who's responsible for that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It might be me.
It is you.
Oh, it is. It is.
Excuse me.
It is.
So anyway, so you guys did a canned food drive.
Yes.
And all the bands that we played with, like they all played great sets. You know, Stone Wolf was fantastic.
Stone Wolf is a band that should be noted more because they have a real
totally agree.
different sound. They're very underrated. In my
Totally
opinion.
agree.
Yeah.
Totally
The
agree.
fucking riffs in
Great
that band
fucking
are
set.
excellent. You know what I
Really
mean?
good set.
Three vocalists, all doing different shit. Sometimes doing the same.
Yeah.
Like, great stuff.
I feel like they are getting traction though, because I do see them playing more shows.
Well, yeah, we
and
try
not
to get
just
them on
Denton, but like they played like Division and.
Well, not
a
too
couple other
long
places.
ago, I booked that show up at Rubber Gloves with Limit Configuration.
They played the best set of the
That
night.
was
in
a
my
great
opinion,
fucking
that show.
set, yeah.
They played a great fucking set that
They
night.
did play
amazing.
really well. Yeah.
Man, that was a fun ass show though.
Yeah, well,
Yes, it was. That was a ton of fun.
So how much did you? Because it was a pretty impressive.
364 pounds of food we got. That's more than double our last donation. That's over 500 pounds for this year that we got donated.
All right, for everybody out
who
there,
do you give it to?
The Denton Food Pantry, I think it
No,
was.
it's Denton Community. Let me get that. I'm so bad about this.
Yeah, Jared is the one. Our bassist Jared is the one who takes it to be donated because he's the one that has a truck.
I know that because for 2 days on Facebook he was bitching about how much he's
Oh, my back hurts. Kids, homie.
Anyway, a bunch of burnout
Love you,
metalheads doing nice
Denton
things.
Community Food Center.
There it is.
There we go.
Community Food Center.
Raised a shit ton of food for those guys.
That's over that's over I almost said 1,000. That's over 500. Shut up. That's over 500 pounds of food raised by the metal scene alone in Denton.
There you go.
In 2 nights. 2 nights then.
2 nights.
See what I mean?
So that was the second one. I went to the first.
Yes, you did.
And how often you guys are trying to make this into a thing?
Semi-annual.
Semi-annual is what we're shooting
Yeah.
for. I think is the move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it really is. I mean, I don't do a ton of work that goes into it apart from like asking the bands to play and like we did find the flyer art and whatever together and all that kind of thing. But Joe did all. If you came this last time, you saw the table set up and there's a fire pit going on. Fucking, and there's a lot of pomp and circumstance kind of behind it for a house show, especially in my opinion.
Oh,
I mean,
it's legit.
it takes it. No, it is. I mean, it's how him and Jared are the ones who do all of that. To be fair, like I just like to show up and play guitar. I'm kind of lazy that way.
Jared handled all the sound.
Yeah, Jared's running the sound. You see him with his fucking G-Unit belt buckle iPad that spins around in his hand. It's like,
So is that like his gear that they're using?
That's
or
a
do you all
combination.
make it?
Yeah, it's a combination. Yeah.
Everybody kind of puts their gear together. We use my bass drum mic. You know, everybody just kind of chips in.
I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good. That's a good
That's
thing.
awesome though. Like the scene comes together to put on a show for a good cause.
What?
Well,
I
so
can tell
And
you
then you sing songs about fucking Satan and screwing Cyclops
Oh,
in
yeah.
your hole
Well,
and shit.
so they had to pay with cans to get in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was
3
a 3 cans admission and 5 cans got you one of our shirts.
Nice.
We'll
So,
probably do that at subsequent cannibal conventions.
Most definitely.
Just to,
Why
to help
not?
out. You know,
Nice.
it's us helping out too.
Oh yeah.
That's actually, I fucking love that actually. Like 5 cans of food.
Yeah.
Because like think about that. I mean, a Progresso soup is $1.50.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it cost me less than what it actually, if you were to buy a shirt outright, I bought 5 cans to get a shirt for my girlfriend, and I was like, well, fuck, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we might as well, it comes out to less than $10. Then, you know, so you might as well do it.
It's simple math, you see.
It's simple,
Yes.
we're all about math.
So I am curious,
Since
like,
when?
what gave you guys the idea to do something like that in the first place?
Honestly, just Jared, well, I mean, you've seen where Jared lives, obviously.
Yeah, I'm about to move in over there.
Yeah, right, yeah. Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be fun.
So,
Yeah, I'm making my exodus from Castle Minehart.
no, that's really gonna be fun. I mean, not that it's not fun here, but that's gonna be an
in the
interesting
Shire.
mix.
You go down to the Shire there.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm gonna tell JoJo. I'm like,
You didn't.
that's messed up.
with all
Oh, man.
anyways, it's alright. Who's gonna hear this? It doesn't matter.
It's nothing we wouldn't say to
Yeah.
his face.
Anyway, so me and Jared, we for a while had been talking about because he has that gazebo and shit
Yeah.
at his house. We were like, man, we should fucking have a show here, and we were like, I was like, but let's not make it just a regular house show. Like, let's make it like because we don't like to charge for a house show. But Jared and I like, and I'm sure Joe agrees too, and everyone in the room agrees. You don't want to charge for a fucking house show.
No, man.
Unless it's like for like a
keg
keg cup or some shit like that. you
Well,
know?
like, yeah, house shows, in my opinion, and yeah, keg cup or something like that, that's totally different. But in my opinion, what the best thing about house shows is anybody can show up, and what you do is sell merch like a
Boom.
motherfucker.
There you go.
So, like, I would totally forego a cover for a house show if I knew, like, all these 16-year-old kids are gonna come in and buy a shitload of Dieselby shirts.
And
I'll
as you
fucking
should.
sell them to them. Like,
And I was like, I said, let's do a fucking food drive. And we were like, well, we should, and then we decided, the whole thing, when should we do it, blah, 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 blah. And then it just kind of materialized in Memorial Day week, this past Memorial Day weekend. And it went off a lot better than I expected, to be honest, for what that's worth.
Well, we learned a lot about organizing it and planning it and promoting it from the first one. I mean, that was the first time we had really put on our event.
Shout out to Dylan Tarver, the proprietor of said house venue.
nice.
Who is a friend of ours and is
Good guy.
and a good fucking guy and a good musician and
What band is he in?
he is in a band called The Altitude. I think he's in another band as
He's
well.
probably in like a couple of
he's
bands.
in a few bands.
I try and keep track of at least
He
one.
plays
Yeah.
multiple things, but his main thing is guitar. But he plays like mandolin and banjo. He teaches up at Guitar Center with Jared.
Oh, badass,
Yeah.
Well, shout out to
singing
him.
too, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, most definitely. He sings, yeah, for sure. But yeah, shout out to Dylan for fucking hosting us and letting us fucking do all that shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would call that show a fucking massive success. Like,
Yeah.
It was great.
Well
It was
done,
great.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
Shout out to all the bands: Malcolm Struck, Stone Wolf, Toto Poderoso, Combat, everybody, all the boys.
There.
And
man.
to the rest of our band too.
I know, right?
Yes.
Well, except
Indeed.
Jared. Like,
Yeah.
No.
load the cans.
No, he did way too much work on that. No,
Jared truly did a
we
lot
can't-
of work.
You cannot.
As much as I want to crack on Jared,
Yeah,
he really
you can't
did
take
quite
that
a
away
bit of
from
work
him.
on that
You
show.
really
He
can't
really
take that away
did.
from him. You
He
can't.
really did a lot of work.
But so on top of that, though, you guys are doing some recording, correct?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's been kind of stunted, unfortunately, on my part, because he's done with his drums, which is the thing that takes the longest in general.
Yeah.
Pretty much took
But
the whole year.
as most people here in this room know, I was recently unemployed, so that kind
Aha,
of
been there, my friend. We
Yeah,
talked
you know
about
what I
that on the podcast. Here's to the we're hungry ass metalheads.
As we were just talking about outside, yeah. So that kind of puts my head in a weird space, but I think I'm getting back now. Like probably we have 2 shows this weekend, so not this weekend, but I think next weekend. Me and Garrett from Malcolm Struck are going who was filling in guitars with us here recently. Yeah. And shout out to him for doing so, by the way.
Yeah.
He's helped us a lot, and he
really did.
And he volunteered to help us record this EP free. I mean, not to put him out there like that, but free of charge, just to help us out. Like
right. For the drums.
For the drums, right? Exactly.
And if I can just say, working with him, the energy that he had as a producer was really like just keep things moving, keep things flowing, keep it positive. If it wasn't the take, that's okay. Take a minute, redo it again. You know what I mean? Keep it moving.
A taskmaster, but rational.
Yeah, there were no long breaks. It was like, all right, well, I think we get back to work. Yeah, and it's like I kind of need that.
Jason is very much it's a taskmaster.
I can see that too. Yeah.
But he's very good about it. But yeah, again, if that wasn't the take, then okay, we'll just keep on moving.
Yeah.
And then once we hit a point where we're getting diminished returns, we'll take a step back for a minute.
Exactly.
Is Diminished Returns still touring or?
You're gonna be the first person to ever get hit in the face on this podcast.
But hopefully not.
Not the last.
Really?
How ironic would that be if Joe Schillage, of all people, was the first person to get hit in the face on the podcast?
I even have a foldable chair here.
Yeah.
So you
Dude, it's ECW time.
Let me tell you something, brother.
I'm about to get New Jack on your ass, dude. With that
New Jack. I told you about New Jack.
Yeah.
New Jack just tries to murder people in the ring.
just a fucking bucket full of weapons that he just hurts people with unreasonably.
His music doesn't even stop playing.
Just a yacked out dude who jumps off his shit and beats people
Dude,
up.
and every time he does an interview, you can tell he's on so much fucking coke. He just sits there like, yeah, I hit him in the head with a chair.
He's got like fucking, Abdul. He's got the fucking Abdul the butcher scars in his forehead from blading so much and shit.
Dude, one of his eyes is just dead. Like he jumped off something.
It's for real.
It smashed his fucking back of his skull open, and now like he has this eye that like he'll turn his head and the eye will just stay in the same position.
It's like one of those paintings.
Sounds like someone I know.
Yeah, exactly. But like no, his other eye's fine. But I'm like, this one eye is like focused on a point, and then he just nothing.
Is he still wrestling?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
In fact,
Let's leave that there. Just leave that there.
You can't leave us alone.
Steady on. Steady on.
Let's keep going.
did you watch? Because I think New Jack retired fairly recently. Like
I haven't watched any recent wrestling at all.
Okay,
so
but
I was more a fan of old Jack, frankly.
I watched. God damn it, Joe. Just I'm gonna hit you with this.
Just say you don't want to talk about wrestling. Just say
jacked up, right?
Yeah. No, but I don't. We don't have to talk about wrestling. But I've talked about this dude on the show. I've talked about this dude on the show before. But you remember a dude named Necro Butcher?
Yes. You mean from
Nothing
Our
Mayhem.
Throne? Or Mayhem and
No, I'm talking about like the fat, bearded, Amish-looking dude from Pennsylvania that's fucking gnarly.
I'm not familiar with this.
Okay,
guy.
well,
Dude, that could be like a, not to sidetrack you, but that could be like a legitimate game. Is it
A wrestling
Norwegian
game?
black metal band or a wrestler?
That's pretty good.
Oh fuck yeah, that's good.
Lord Irahim, or the guy from whatever the guy's name from Dark Funeral. His birthday was today.
Oh, okay.
Auerman.
Auerman,
Yeah,
yeah.
Auerman. Yeah.
That's a hell of a name. How do you spell that?
Listen, that's not interesting to talk about on a podcast. So we're not gonna
We'll get to that later. Anyway, continue your point, sir.
Just my point was, I don't think New Jack is still wrestling, but I watched his last match with Necro Butcher, and it started off as a death match, and then it turned into a fight, and then it went back into a death match, and then it went back into a fight,
Right.
and then at the end of the fight, New Jack just gets up and grabs the microphone. He's like, "That was the best wrestling match I ever had," and I'm like, "You're both bleeding so much
Everywhere. Yeah, go to the hospital. Like,
There was one point in this
Holding
match,
his-
like New Jack picks up a chain,
We can't go
Yeah,
down
we
that
can't do that.
Necro. As soon as New Jack picks up the chain, Necro Butcher grabs the chain, and you can hear him clearly say, "You are not hitting me with this motherfucker."
oh, shit.
It was so good.
That's awesome.
That's good shit. What were we talking about before
I
I
don't remember.
It's like, you just
Your
like,
album.
I guess we're really wrestling with what's
Oh shit.
Yeah, we were talking about the album. We were
Yes,
talking about the album.
So
For all
the
the
point, okay,
puns.
so back to that. The drums are done. Next is guitars.
Yes.
So hopefully next week we'll get that started, and I feel like we can get that done.
You doing guitars before bass?
I guess. Evidently so.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Jim-
no judgment. It's like we do that totally. We do the rhythm section first, and then we do the including rhythm guitars.
My attitude is tell me when to show up and where to play. That's
If
all
I may
that's
jump
it.
in.
That's me.
If I may jump in as someone who knows a
certainly
little bit
must.
about what's going on.
No.
Yeah.
All right, do you want the chair now?
Ta-tong.
So Jared already did some scratch shakes, and he's gonna send those to Garrett, and then you're gonna work with that. So
So when you guys went in, and do you already know the songs, pretty much exactly how you want to record them? Or when you got in the studio where there's some tinkering where you're like, oh, we need to change this part?
Excuse me.
I think that comes down to whether you're executing the stuff you've been doing. I took a hard look at all my drum parts, and I'm like, is this really necessary here? Is this a good musical decision? Is this something that I can execute consistently? There's all the questions that you ask. So yeah, to answer your question, 100%, there were some parts that I changed. There were some parts that I was like, I really need to enunciate these accents more, or I really need to hit this transition really hard. And some of the work that we did on transition especially really translated to some really good live playing, some hits that we weren't hitting.
Oh, it always does. Like every time you're recording the songs for a while and you get a chance to like really hammer those riffs out and shit, like it changes the way you play them live and it's often better.
And I can also tell you one of the more humbling things is when you're listening to a mix and they take everybody out but you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you have the whole band sitting around just staring at your mistakes, and it's like,
Oh yeah, that's
I can imagine for you though, specifically being a vocalist.
No shit. Yeah.
Like fuck, that's gotta be brutal.
that's been the
Like, oh, I thought I killed it, but no.
and then overdubs too.
Yeah.
That's another thing entirely.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess you were explaining what he asked you.
So let me ask you this: how long did it take you? How many days did it take you to knock out the drum tracks?
Well, I would like to say that this last run, listen, about three different times, because I count the whole process, right? So there've been about 3 different attempts to get this album down. And as you know, I hadn't played drums live, and it had been a couple of years, like 3 years or so.
Yeah.
And so that gig last November was the first gig that I had, kind of coming out of that injured, retired, whatever.
Right.
And then really play this physically demanding stuff after being sedentary for so long.
That's true. I mean, like, for anybody out there that doesn't know this, like, your play style fucked up your knee.
Yeah. Well, I was playing too hard. And also I was playing a lot. I was in 2 bands at once. And, between the practices and the gigs of those 2 bands, both those bands were, up and coming bands.
Yeah, but I mean, you literally had to take a complete hiatus from drums for a while.
Well, I remember the very last Monogomizer gig, I'm sitting there and, like, my knees are just burning.
Shot.
Yeah.
So, but coming back, the whole focus was get better, get faster, be able to play this stuff.
Solidify your technique.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, beginning it was like get everything consistent, and then now the focus is play things relaxed, play them smoothly, and keep the tempo consistent while playing technically demanding stuff, staying relaxed.
For sure.
It's a lot to balance.
Of course.
But I think in the last
It's super
year,
impressive.
Very much so.
No, Joe is definitely coming. I've told him this in private, but he's progressed quite a bit since we started playing together last year.
No, yeah.
Like,
It's amazing what happens when you hook up with a
we all have.
that, presses you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, once you have like a really solid lineup, you guys start to play off each other. You start to develop again different techniques and things like that. Like it can really raise your bar to play with people that are a little bit better than you sometimes.
Yeah,
even,
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a band I've been meaning to check out. I want to give them a shout out to is Black Avon.
Yep.
Really up and coming.
Playing Friday at
They're
Backyard
playing
on Bell.
at Backyard on Bell, which
Rodham City.
Dieselbeast just had to pull out of that
I
show.
saw that.
Oh, what?
I
You guys
saw
were
that.
supposed to play tomorrow?
No, their
Yeah,
drummer
we were supposed to play.
injured. Rogan
had his dental surgery went horribly, and he is physically not able to get out of bed.
Yeah, he had a really bad infection. He
Jesus.
pretty much
Yeah.
almost died.
Yeah, he had a hematoma in his jaw.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's
What was the surgery?
what?
Dude, like, why was he there in the first place?
Wisdom teeth.
Oh, shit.
Wisdom,
yeah.
and it just
Damn.
all went horribly wrong.
fucking
The way, in
sideways.
his words, his body is apparently too punk rock for antibiotics, and so he got like this horrible infection in his fucking face. And he played 2 shows like that.
Yeah.
And then, like, finally it just got so bad that the doctor was like, you need to go home and sit in a dark room and not let light touch your face for like 2 weeks. So shout out to Rogan, I love you, buddy.
Shout out to Rogan.
Yeah,
Get well soon, man.
yeah,
Shout out to the max.
the lineup for this Rod of Obsidian
It's like
album release.
one of their release shows.
Yeah.
And you
Children of Shadow
already
Infinity.
played one last week, right?
That was the Infamous release.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and that was good. That was a really good show. The new Infamous album is really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's like if the Sword never put out High Country.
Oh, you didn't like High Country?
Fuck no, I
How
didn't.
about Low Country?
Oh, man.
What? Low Country pissed me off more.
Yeah, Low Country, I did not like Low Country. High Country, I fucked with High Country.
How do you go from fucking
Dude,
Age of
Dream
Winters-
Thieves, you didn't fuck with it.
Okay, no, I didn't
Tears
say I
Like
didn't
Diamonds?
I
Come on,
I didn't say I didn't like any of it, but as a whole, I did not like it.
Fair enough, like Tears Like Diamonds is
But
a jam.
fuck, man, how
I don't
how
know,
the
man.
fuck do you go from like Age
How
of
heavy
Winters-
this axe and
or
shit
yeah,
like that.
Tres Brujas or
Yeah.
fucking Maiden Mother Crone is probably my favorite sword song.
Yeah.
How do you go from that to anything on Low Country. What the fuck, dude? It's like, I get that you're taking your fucking back to roots metal shit seriously, but this is bullshit.
Right.
You're just playing Delta blues, which is fine, but that's not what I want out of the sword.
It's like proto metal. It's like before metal was metal.
See, and there's a lot of proto metal that I like.
Yeah.
Like Manila Road, I think is pretty fucking badass. Pagan Altar, I think is pretty fucking badass. Iron Butterfly.
Does fucking Pentagram count, or is that doom metal?
The thing about Pentagram is that Bobby Lee. Okay,
I don't think it's proto because it's not quite early enough.
Fair
but
enough.
I
it's
think
post Sabbath.
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, that's a real fine line right there.
But that's kind of what I consider proto metal, like pre-Sabbath.
Yeah, now the fucking die's been cast.
Yeah.
If you come after Sabbath, you're either in the metal camp or not.
Yeah, you're
Like you can be hard rock or whatever.
Rock,
but at that point, it's already been established.
Yes, and what Pentagram did really, really well was pick out the correct elements of Sabbath to basically be the first doom band.
Yeah, okay.
You know what if you're saying
I
that
agree
like
with
that Black Sabbath is the first heavy metal band.
So would you say they're like proto doom then?
I would say they're proto doom.
Okay, fair
yes.
enough.
I would not say they're proto metal, but I would say
I could agree with
proto
that.
doom.
I could agree with that for sure.
And like Pentagram, quite frankly, two of my favorite metal songs ever are Pentagram songs.
Which are they?
Call the Man,
Nice.
which is a
That's a good
badass tune, and then Vampire Love, which is a dumbass song, but I
Yeah, that
fucking love
song
it.
is
That's alright.
It's so stupid, but I fucking love it. Vampire Love.
Awesome.
Yeah, Bobby Lee. Yeah, that's.
But I mean,
some doom metal.
if it
I
wasn't
wish this,
for,
I
like,
wish this
yeah.
fucking fool like more doomy stuff.
I like
Well,
it.
as a drummer, I imagine Doom's very
Slumber
important
is
for
really
him.
good.
Slumber?
Yeah. One-off melodic doom metal band. They're really good.
Hold on, because I haven't heard them. There's a Doom band that had the balls to call themselves Slumber After Sleep was a thing.
Right?
Yeah, Slumber. Yeah, that's the band. They only have one album though.
That's
And then they
fucking
broke
weird
up.
to me.
Yeah. Yeah, they might be assholes. I don't know what happened. They
Just like fuck McPike.
No, they came together, made a great melodic doom album, and then that was it.
But what about like a band like, and this is something that Sam and I have talked about drunkenly several times, is our mutual love for Candlemass.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah.
Candlemass is one of my all-time favorite bands.
Messiah
period.
Marcolin era.
Fucking
Candlemass
A, dude.
specifically.
Can you see
Yeah, dude.
the devil in
That's
me?
the best shit.
Even,
That's the best.
Dude, even with their other singers,
that
they've
shit.
always put
Yeah,
out fucking
For sure.
good
Holy
shit.
shit.
For sure.
But what I love about Messiah Marcolin is not only is his voice perfect for that sound,
Of course, yeah.
the look of that dude, like it's just like
Yeah,
holy
yeah.
shit.
He
if
looked like a head
Meatloaf
chef
was
on
a
one
fucking
side.
monk.
If you haven't, go watch the Bewitched,
The Bewitched
video
album or the video.
right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
on
Yeah.
YouTube.
The extended cut.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like
the long-
pause this shit right now and go,
Go
watch
watch.
Bewitched by Candlemass.
Because that means you haven't heard that song probably. So you
Pure
should hear that.
greatness.
It is
That
the
fucking
greatest.
the stomp that they do. That
Surrender yourself to the magic.
That might be like the most metal thing ever.
Dude.
It is one of the greatest.
And what's funny is with that first album, especially the track Bewitched, he was stated, I think in an interview, I'm probably misquoting this to hell, but he was trying to create a genre called dirge metal.
Dirge.
Like
There you go.
straight funeral metal, you know what I mean? They very much accomplished that with Epicus, Doomicus, Metallica.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
It's a hell of a name.
It is.
That is,
Mouthful.
that album came out in 88.
I think so. 88, 89, about that.
Yeah.
And I would
Something like
still say, as far as Doom is concerned, that is like one of the most quintessential Doom
It is for
albums.
sure. I think Nightfall is a better Candlemass album in my opinion.
Oh no, a better album, but I'm talking like quintessential to the genre.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Kinda like,
Okay.
you know,
yeah.
like when
I would
fucking
agree.
Caius came
yeah,
back out,
you're
it was
right.
like, hey, this is how
Kind of
America does Doom
like My
metal.
Dying Bride. The
See?
God.
I was just thinking
Turn
about
Loose the
that
Swan.
other
Turn
day.
Loose
Yeah.
the Swan. That's the album I was trying to think of. Yeah. Turn Loose
We
the
may
Swan.
have talked about this on the show. I don't remember. Craig and I have definitely talked about this. When My Dying Bride came out, I took one look at that T-shirt, And I was like, that's a fucking Hot Topic band. And I never paid him any mind.
I don't blame you.
And then somebody informed me like years later. They're like, no, they're sick ass.
That is a quintessential doom band.
Yeah.
Dude,
So I went back and started, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? Why did I miss this for so long?
Crown of Sympathy is one of the most depressing songs I've ever heard in my
I
life.
would like
dude.
my apologies to my dying bride. I am sorry I wrote you off.
That's fucking.
That was a mistake.
Peaceville doom metal. That shit rules. I don't know what Joe is doing. It's creeping me out.
A little bit.
I didn't realize. So, for those of you that don't know, here at Castle Meinhardt, when we record Warlord Radio, we always put a movie on silent in the living room with us, and I've been trying to figure it out the whole time.
I've just always been
nothing's been happening.
I've only just been like passively conscious of it until you really like pointed it out. I noticed it, but it didn't really like register in my head. Like,
yeah, but like until I saw Boris Karloff in a fez, I had no fucking idea what movie this was. And then I was like, oh, it's the Mummy. Cool.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
Dude, that's the most metal-looking dude of all time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just like he fucking looks like Lurch's dad.
Joe doesn't seem to agree.
I think pharaohs were quite a bit more metal.
All right.
I think
Like actual pharaohs?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They were wearing eyeliner and shit, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They were early glam metal.
Is that
That's not more metal though. That's not making it.
I think
That's like you saying. Hold on a second. No, I'm not done.
Oh, you wanna-
That's
you
like
wanna-
you
you wanna go
saying
with it? Okay,
that
hang on.
fucking CC DeVille would be more metal than say like a Lemmy or such. Would you ever
I'm
say
not,
such a thing
wait,
as that?
I don't know if he took a stance that fucking
I didn't make it. I think that's a bit assumptive there, sir.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. You're witnessing the dissolution of a band right now.
Libby would have accidentally.
Does anybody want the chair?
They were gonna need that.
Lemmy would have accidentally had sex with CC DeVille just because he thought
Oh my
he
goodness.
looked pretty. It's like, oh, I thought he was a girl. Turned out to be a bloke. Still don't give a fuck.
That is gross.
I don't know. That's Lemmy.
To try to circle back to your album,
Oh yeah, let's try to do that.
is Garrett going to record guitar on the album, or are you doing both parts?
I mean, that's the plan, is it not?
It's up to you. You're a guitarist, dude.
I mean, yeah, because this is a good avenue here for this. We are looking for another guitarist.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Garrett's been filling in.
If you shred on guitar, hit up the make
Yes, if
configuration.
you listen here.
I'm trying to think if I
You don't have to shred on guitar, but listen. If you're not trying to play fucking like actual death metal, like if you don't have at least an understanding of Floridian death metal or like tech death, like, and you're not trying to play not complicated shit, but like it.
Fast.
You know what?
Wait, hold on.
Fast.
What? Hold on.
Metal.
So, okay, you're saying if you're not trying to play tech death and complicated shit?
Then don't come. Then don't.
Oh, okay,
apply.
cool. My bad. I didn't mean to cut
These
you
people
off.
need not apply. Is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
no, I thought you were about to say, like, this is the band for you, and I was like, fuck you, I practiced with you guys one time, and you played like 90,000 notes that I couldn't even follow, dude. And I'm a pretty damn good bass player.
You are that. That's for sure. You definitely
I
are.
will never forget that practice. I was just like, I'm in way over my fucking head here.
It's just a matter of practice, like it's.
It's fun. It's still fun.
Oh, no, I had a blast with you guys. I'd do it again. Fucking fuck up all your music again.
We had several blasts.
Hopefully.
We've had.
But yeah, like I said, again, we're gonna
Joe.
Ruined his train of thought.
Yeah, you didn't see that, but he shook his fist when he did
Hopefully,
that.
I can get fucking guitars done before the end of the year. And because we have, like I said, we have a few shows. Our last show of the year is when?
The Krampus
The
Fest.
Krampus Fest.
Yeah.
Krampus Fest.
Which Diesel Beast sadly, again, we didn't get invited to do Krampus Fest at Rubber Gloves until we agreed to do December 13th at Rubber Gloves. And we were just like, we can't play 2 shows at fucking Rubber Gloves within 2 weeks.
Are they? When is Krampus Fest?
Krampus Fest is literally, I think, the week
December
after that
21st,
show that we're all playing.
Oh, like the 20th,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's the 20th?
or 21st.
21st, yeah. And we're playing the 13th, so it's like the Friday before that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Park and the Denton Music Guild, they put on Krampus Fest every year. It's always badass.
Last year was at Andy's.
Last year it was Andy's. We were on the bill with Combat and Wormchasm and Sparrows, and fuck, it was a good show.
Do you know some of the other bands
Right on,
playing this year?
yeah.
I don't know who's playing this year. They're trying to get a bunch of eclectic acts in. Like, they don't want to just do metal because Rubber Gloves is huge. It's got all the stages. No, the main stages are dedicated to metal, but over in that like open
Side
mic
acts.
room, they want to
Yeah.
do some side acts, and I just passed along the name Knockin' the Grim to the guys that are booking it.
Nice.
Because they kill it at that show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But what's wild about that is rubber gloves. I worked there for a while. I still technically work there, I think.
Right.
I don't
I
fucking
thought you
know.
did, but whatever.
Yeah, no, like every now and then he's like, hey, I need security this night. I'm like, cool, I'll come get headbutted in the face for you.
Right.
But he does let me book metal shows there every now and then. And so literally the week before you guys play Krampus Fest, there's a show with Silver Tongue Devil, Oberon, Diesel Beast, and The Great Hanging.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice
man.
lineup.
And dude, like, I'm setting the cover cheap as fuck. Come out, everybody. I'm
Yes.
shameless plugging
Yeah.
it.
Friday the 13th, December. Be there.
Yeah.
You will
Definitely.
essentially see Warlord Radio on stage in different capacities.
That's right.
I'll definitely go check it out.
We should host it. Just
Right.
a fucking synergy, bro.
Yeah. I'll bring the camera. We'll
do
talk
it.
to people.
Yeah, we could
It's a
totally
good
do that,
idea. You
actually.
should do that.
Yeah,
So
truly.
you guys are playing Krampus Fest, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, evidently so, yeah.
That's the word.
But our more recent show coming up is we're going to play Midway Crafts Mart this Saturday here.
I have not
The
done
16th.
that. I have turned down that gig so many times and have decided that the next time it pops up, I'm gonna take it. But for some reason, I got it into my head. I was just like, why am I playing a beer store?
Well, listen, fair enough.
We're a metal band. We're
But
so
for me-
fucking loud.
I mean, you're right, but that's the reason I want to do it is I'm trying to talk. What are you doing?
I want to mention Kanon too before we forget.
Okay, well, I'm not done talking. So
I want to mention Kanon.
I'm gonna grab a beer while mom and dad fight.
Okay, can you give me a highlight, please, Carrek?
Yes, I will get you a highlight, Dad.
Get your plugs in. So finish your thought.
All right,
Go
thank
ahead,
you,
go ahead.
Craig.
Right?
So like I said, we're playing Midway Craft Mart this Saturday, November 16th, with Stone Wolf and Inherit the Horror. It's on Fry Street in Denton. Everyone who lives in Denton knows where the fuck this shit is at. So come the fuck through.
Inherit the Horror. I know the name, but I don't know the guys.
That's
only
a great name for a band.
It's a good
Right.
one. Yeah.
I only know the one guitarist, Ivan. I worked with him at Guitar Center for
Okay.
a brief moment. For those who don't know, there's like a lot of guys in the local like DFW scene work at Guitar Center. Like
Shocker.
Yeah,
Ben from Toto Poderoso, Brooks from fucking Crop Dust, like fucking
You know what
Jared,
is
our
hilarious
bassist. Like,
though is that nobody in the DFW metal scene works at the Denton Guitar Center.
no, because
Because
it's
the
the shitty
Denton
one.
Guitar Center sucks.
Sucks up. A big old dick.
So do you work at the Louisville one?
I don't work at any Guitar Center anymore.
Okay. Well, did you work at the Louisville one?
I did work at the I was
Okay.
teaching at the Louisville one for like 4 or 5 months for a while, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Louisville Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Shout out
That
to
is
the boys.
that's a
Shout
badass
out to the
guitar
boys.
center. The first time I ever picked up a 74 Rick was in that place, and I was just like,
Ooh, yeah.
oh,
Very nice.
Just a little
Very
bit
nice.
of your
I really did, man. I'm not even
Speaking
gonna
of
lie.
gear, let's discuss this, dude. I've been seeing, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I've been seeing a preponderance of fucking gear theft posts. Mad
Yeah.
bands talking about their shit getting stolen
Yeah.
lately, dude.
We always post. There's a Facebook group that most of us are on called Gear Scumbags Have Stolen or some shit
Oh,
like
true,
that.
okay.
Dude, we've recovered so much shit through that post.
Really?
Yeah, man. Because like, there was a band in Dallas. They weren't even a metal band, but their entire trailer got jacked off the back of their van with all the
Right,
shit.
That
yeah.
happened in Houston too.
Yeah.
Recently.
But I remember they recovered
Windhand
both
got all
trailers.
that
Yeah,
shit
Windhand.
stolen.
That was who it was.
Windhand did.
Windhand got their whole trailer stolen.
But that's not.
I've had bass. My bass got stolen back when I played that big Gothic. Do you remember that thing?
Uh-huh.
Which, rest in peace. I fucking love that bass. But yeah, I had that big Gothic, and it got stolen out of my car, and I posted that shit online, and within 2 hours, somebody was like, "It's at Glenn's. Go get your shit." Like, yeah, man, because it was a real distinct looking bass. Like, if you've never seen
Oh,
the
yeah,
Thunderbird Goth bass, like it's got a big fucking like
Oh, no,
sizzle
yeah,
on it, and it's a
for
big
sure.
gnarly black ass bass. And
Does it periodically cut itself? Or?
Right.
yeah, kinda. Like it fucking hates the Cure, but it does like Sisters of Mercy.
Is there a Bauhaus sticker on it?
You know what? There are a
Sounds like
lot
it's a
worse
big
goth bands you can listen to than Bauhaus.
I'm not hating on
Man
Bela
makes
Lugosi's
porn,
stage.
There are a lot of goth bands out there that I'm just like, what the fuck, man. You guys look so evil. Why do you sound like such pussies?
They're sad, man.
I don't care. I'm fucking sad. I sing about wizards and shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sad, but
Be angry
my music
sad.
is way more violent than this.
Yeah.
I need this. That's what I need.
Just be angry sad.
At least like Sisters of Mercy was like, I'm gonna dig you down in a warehouse. Like, yeah, I'd like to do that when I'm sad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that.
Right?
That's a sentiment I think we can all agree.
No, but I had a really. My point was I had a really distinct looking bass,
Yes.
and between like, I'm not kidding. That thing got jacked out of my car like midnight the night before, and by 7 a.m. I was getting posts like, "Hey man, we found your bass."
Nice.
And then I still had to pay $100 for it because cops suck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
But you guys also have a KNON benefit.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
When is
That
that?
is this Sunday, the
Sunday.
the 17th.
You can pay for the whole seat, but you only need the
We're playing at
edge.
9:30.
Yeah. And there are a couple of bands after us, but the music's gonna start pretty early, like
Yes.
3 o'clock, something like that.
Something I don't know, dude.
I
really
just
don't.
checked the event page. We don't know like the whole lineup, but a lot of good bands are playing. There's gonna
Yes,
be some vendors.
it's really good
So remind me, where's it at?
It's at Haltom City Theater.
Right on.
In Haltom City.
Yes.
I have never played that place.
It's a very, I'll tell you this, dude. It's a really cool venue, but I mean, it's kind of like, as of now, kind of not like a place that people just know, like, as opposed to like a, not, well, Reno's is a bad example now, but like, no offense to Reno's, but it's a bad example. As we all know, let's be fucking real, dude.
Offense to Reno's, clean up
Yeah.
your fucking noses, man.
what
We
I'm-
can all
that's-
see the
yeah,
coke.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's call a spade here. Like fucking, oh, I'm knocking things over, but it has a lid on it, so it's fun. But fucking, it's not a big venue as opposed to like Wits End, Trees, Three Links, and that kind of shit. But it could be because we played there the other fucking whenever.
That's
it was.
very fucking boastful.
Well, and I'm
It
saying
could
no,
be because
It's
we
part of
played
the
there.
explanation.
No, yeah, but I'm not done talking.
Appreciate the
Yeah, it's
plug.
not done.
That's very wrestler.
That was a good promo.
Wait, it's not done. It's not done.
I'm not done. Thank
Yeah.
you. You're right. He knows.
Oh.
Fucking. It could be because the fucking the pit and the seating is fucking marvelous.
It really is.
The sound is great. The venue itself is great.
Yeah.
The sound guy was really
There's a
good.
little fucking area with poo tables you can pop out to pool.
That's
tables.
cool.
You can pop out
Poo
to if you don't want.
Shoe table.
I mean, listen. I don't know what they allow and they don't allow. I didn't try it.
We're
You know
not
what I
trying
mean?
to stink up Haltom City Theater.
Well, I mean,
Oh my god, you just remember me. Okay, I don't want to rabbit hole us too much, but the funniest shit I've ever seen at any metal show ever. Have you ever been to the Double Wide?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They have all those decorative toilets.
what is
outside.
the double wide? Lord, was you talking
It's
about?
like a
It's
trailer
place
park.
in Dallas, yeah.
It's Deep Ellum, but it's not in the heart of Deep Ellum. It's like
It's
kinda
like on the
edge.
outskirts.
It's,
Okay.
So
it's like a
more
little
like
bit
just
beyond
Dallas.
everything else in Deep Ellum.
Okay.
Yeah, but they have these decorative toilets outside.
Yes.
And we played there with Dead Hawk and Silver Tongue Devil. And Alex from Silver Tongue Devil got so fucking trashed that night
Let's go.
that he went out there and pissed in one of the decorative toilets.
Yes! Shout out to Alex Speed from Silver Tongue Devil.
that's right.
It was
Don't
one
forget
of
the
the funniest
configuration.
fucking things I've ever seen.
That's
Not
just a
one
great
bit.
show right there.
Yeah, so I apologize for that deviation.
Right?
Whatever the fuck. I'm sorry I fucked that all
okay.
up.
We're not pissed off.
Yeah, I'm not,
But the KNON benefit.
Yeah, enough toilet.
Yeah, I don't know who else is playing it. I'll be real honest with you.
Doesn't matter because Lament Configuration is playing.
That's
Well
true,
said.
yeah. And this venue can
And
be
that's
so
from
great.
Frank from
Hey.
Silver Tongue Devil,
Yeah,
everybody.
he's the one that said it.
That's an endorsement. You know what I mean?
That's right. Hey, look, if you're gonna go heel, just go full heel. Just
I agree.
run
That's
with
right,
it.
man. You'll turn. You
That's
won't
right.
sell as much merch, but man, you'll get so much heat.
That's right.
Yes.
Anyway, like, yeah, I don't know, man. You guys, again, you said it yourselves. You have not even been gigging a full year yet.
Or maybe just about.
We're approaching a year.
In
Next
February.
Saturday we'll have been like gigging for a year.
But in that time, you guys have played big venues like Trees.
Yeah.
All the other ones that you
Yeah.
We played
They
Wits
were
End.
at Trees, and you and I were trash.
Yes.
Yes, you were.
Warlord Radio
Even my
came
little,
out.
even
and
my little
got
brother goes like, "Hey, the guy with the
fucked
big beard, he's really drunk." And I was like, "Yeah, it's Carrek though." Don't
Yeah, I was
don't worry,
totally
he's
drunk.
fine,
We
he's
were
fine."
fucked up.
That's good times. You guys played down in Austin
Yeah.
at one of the big venues down there. Come and take it.
Yeah, we did. That was some random
That was quite the journey.
You guys,
That was quite the trip.
you guys have played a bunch of places around DFW, so that's why I said what I said.
consider
It's like
you
guys
at this
are on the
point, like,
rise.
I consider you, as far as a Denton metal band is concerned, I consider you one of the staples of our Denton scene.
Well, I appreciate
Oh,
it.
100%.
That's very nice.
Because while I love the Dallas scene and everything, there's so many more bands, I guess.
There are, but
many.
I mean, I'm not going to name names or anything, but there's not as many that stand out. I feel like the Denton scene has a way richer, more unique.
We're a little
scene.
more I think Denton, by its nature, is a little more accepting of shit that doesn't sound.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is.
I think that's why Silver Tongue Devil does so fucking well in Denton. It's
Sure,
because, nobody
right.
fucking sounds like you guys.
That's what I'm saying. No one sounds like Silver Tongue Devil, and I was saying this to a fucking student reporter actually at the fucking our food drive show.
You gave us some quotes.
Fucking, evidently
go.
so I did, because he contacted
I
me.
knew that was gonna happen. Okay, wait. Before
Jared fucking forced me to. He was like, here, I gotta get fucking.
Hang on, I want to tell you about the moment when that guy came in, right? Because it was super awkward, right? It was really awkward. So he comes
Love
in.
it.
This
like,
dude was
"Hey,
square as shit. Shout out to
He
this
really
guy.
was. He
Square
really
as
was.
hell,
But here's
bro.
how it went, right? So he puts his cans down. He comes up and goes, "Hey, man, are you the one running this? This situation?" I'm like, "Yeah." Introduce myself and all that stuff. And he's like, "Hey, so you think I can get some quotes?" And I looked at him and I was like,
Go talk to fucking Sam.
"No, this is what I said. This is what I said."
No, he was with Jared when I found him.
No, now listen.
So yeah, exactly.
Let me finish. What I said was, how about you go, hang out, get the vibe, listen to some bands, kind of see what's going on, then start talking to people.
Yeah.
Then you'll get a better, So I said some bullshit. Basically, I was like, no, you can't get a quote from me. But it ended up working because apparently he got a good.
Yeah, the nicest person in the band is not going to give a quote. That makes a lot of sense. Where the alternatives are going to be pretty much me or Jared.
Go talk to
That's your
Sam.
fucking-
He has a bottle of KD in his pocket.
That's right.
He's fucking willing
Literally,
to
I'm drinking fucking blind lemon seltzer all night long. I'm
He's like,
fucking
eat a dick. There's my quote.
New KD, look at that.
I didn't call him on it. I was actually asking for
It's
him.
alright.
That's right. He was complimenting him on
Yes.
coming prepared to an interview.
No, that's what I love.
Thanks.
No, the thing I love about Sam, we were talking about this outside. Sam and I put a lot of effort into seeming very unapproachable.
Right.
That does not deter people from approaching us at all.
All right.
No, it doesn't.
It
And
has
then-
the opposite effect.
That's what I was saying about the student reporter. Is fucking, not to cut you off,
No.
but fucking.
Yeah, I think.
I just fucking, I just got a cigarette. I lit a cigarette. I walk up to fucking Jared is talking to this guy I don't recognize, and I'm like, what's up? I'm talking to my band, man. I'm trying to be a nice guy, and he's like, oh, this is the student reporter, and he's like, oh, I gotta go do something. Here, he'll give you some sound bites talking about me.
We
and
did
I was
ditch
just like,
him on him.
and I was like, you motherfucker. Like,
I hope to God we're playing a show together and me and Sam are standing by each other and you're like, go talk to them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
be
They'll
like,
get
I'm
the
gonna
quotes.
make sure everyone hates us.
No,
So, Steve,
listen,
so-
we'll vacate the area so you guys are the only ones there.
Do we know
So
if the
fucked
guy got quotes sometime
From Sam?
during the night?
It was just like, hey man, hey listen, man. If you weren't listening to early Carcass, you're a fucking bitch, dude.
Yeah.
honestly, I asked the guy.
What's your favorite track on Putrefaction?
Fucking Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 2,
That-
Halloween, go.
That actually wasn't terribly far off from what was happening, to be honest with you. I was like, so, like, are you into metal? He's like, yeah, kind of. Like, so what are your favorite bands? What do you listen to? He's like, well, I kind of like, I put a new sound system in my car for, like, to listen to The Weeknd. And I was like, The Weeknd. I just asked you about metal and you're talking about The Weeknd. So, so I knew what to expect. Listen, shout out to the guy for coming and covering it, because he did contact me to ask how much food we donated. And I told him, and he responded and was impressed, and was, so.
He was by all accounts a polite.
He was a very polite guy. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to shit on the dude.
No,
I'm
let's say
just
all these
making
nice
jokes.
things before you show
I'm just
us.
making
alert.
jokes.
I'll shit on him.
Yeah, you shit on him.
I'll shit on him.
Craig will
Yeah,
absolutely
no, we should've
shit on
done
This
him.
is correct. Well, listen, yeah, sure. But
Craig shit on a bunch of third graders one time. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen on the internet. Dude, okay, you know Brandon Luna from Electric Vengeance?
Yeah.
He's okay. He's a teacher.
Yeah,
I know.
He's good,
I don't know him
but yeah,
personally.
he's a
I know
teacher.
who he is.
And so he was playing bass for like his students, and he posted a very nice picture on Facebook, and the kids are sitting around him, very attentively looking at him play bass. And the first comment on the entire fucking thread is Craig being like, "What a lame pit, fucking posers." It's the funniest shit I've ever read on
That is the best, dude. That fucking rules.
Fucking sitting down at a show, fuck off.
Right? No,
Who do you think you are, dude?
Dude, it was so fucking funny.
Lamest pit ever. Fucking
Lamest pit. It's
poser.
like fucking poser. It's like you're calling a bunch of third graders posers. That's so goddamn funny.
That
They
is.
can even pose yet.
Right?
That is fantastic. Dude.
Oh.
Anyway.
College.
Well, I got a few more minutes before I have to go and leave you with the Craig portion of the show.
Oh, word.
right.
Okay.
But there is another connection here.
We'll make it happen.
Between just the metal scene, there is a connection between Mr. Schillage and Schillage.
Yeah, give him his Italian.
And I would like to. Do you want to fucking get into that at all?
Oh, our Viking connection. I don't know, man.
Not even that, buddy. How about the fact
D&D?
that we D&D
There it is.
so
Yes.
goddamn hard?
Yes.
Like, dude, this is the hardest group I've ever D&D'd with. Like, it gets fucking gnarly. And
Well, you're fucking with Adam and Joe alone.
Exactly,
I know. It's like
man.
it's for real. And then you add Chance in the mix, and then Ziggy. I'm sure. Is,
I think you guys
like,
could easily claim most hardcore D&D group in the Metro.
There's like
I would be
probably
yeah.
and fucking lights
Probably
and
beyond.
soundtrack.
I would be surprised if anybody
Comes
could match.
close,
Yeah, I'd be
right.
very
Well, there's
surprised.
some people in Dallas.
Just what I know of Adam and Joe and how they D&D like. And
Oh,
Chance,
I do think that you're the only ones that do it.
'Cause,
Because I
like,
don't
it's-
know if anybody else that
It's
those
never
down
been a
like
secret.
that.
I've always been a big
Joe
fan
is a
of Dungeons
dedicated
&
DM
Yes.
of
Bro,
like.
the best I've ever worked.
Well, I've only ever played one campaign ever, and it was my first one. That he was the one that ever made.
I
me
went
play.
just to watch.
But like,
How
I
did
see
you
him
get
posting
spectators?
Were you entertained though?
Yes.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
well, and I know about what y'all are gonna do before y'all ever know, because he'll send me like, "Hey, here's what I'm gonna fucking do.
Yeah.
Here's these scenarios." I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
fucking
should
do
have
and
told
shit."
me that.
No, because then they'll stop talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna
exactly.
take a step up
Because
because
he won't.
Canadian.
He won't. He won't tell me if he won't tell me.
Little Canadian club,
Yeah,
CNC, like-
It's like, hey man, I got this bottle of fucking Evan Williams.
Yeah. What's Joe
You
been
got
up to?
me. I didn't know you were
Show
gonna.
up to.
I didn't know you were gonna break out that gourmet shit.
But no, what's funny about like this D&D group we've got going? I'd actually like to have all of them on the show. That would be
Yes.
fun as hell.
Oh, dude.
We should
yes.
do a D&D episode.
Ziggy and Adam and Chance
And
and,
Chance
fucking-
and me, yeah,
and
dude.
Xavier.
Yeah.
It is quite a group of
I would
That is
even be,
quite a group,
I'd be
yeah.
halfway willing to fucking do that entire show in character. Cause like, if you don't do a character voice, Adam might hit you.
So
like,
what
for real.
I think
Yeah.
what we should do is I think we should take the show there. I'll just bring the camera and set
There
it
you
up
go. Yeah.
and record the thing, and then maybe afterwards
No,
we
yeah.
could have like a
I was forced to do a voice and multiple voices.
By Adam.
Well, your character was insane.
By every well, yeah, my character, but they're like, because they're like, well, you know how to do more than one impressions. You have to do multiple voices. Like, okay,
No,
well,
you
that
did
makes
that on
sense.
your own. You would
That-
change
no.
your voice every session.
I tried to set alone in like a fucking just regular English one. You're like, no, try to do the walking one, do the walking one, do the Pacino one,
problem-
do the fucking.
okay.
Oh, here we are.
Christopher walking to
That was
D&D like,
very-
I found a bag.
He tells me
All
to do Pacino when we're fucking playing D&D. Oh, here we are.
Look at ya!
Are you
So
a
agile!
I thought you were a mimic. It looks just like a treasure chest, but don't touch it.
Look at treasure chest.
Look,
But
teeth.
don't touch.
Oh my god!
Everywhere.
Fuck, I would have loved to be on that campaign. That sounds
Okay, now
hilarious.
that was the different kind of campaign though, because like
Everyone was a bard on that campaign.
Oh, I heard that got way out of hand.
It did.
Yes, it did, dude.
It went off the rails.
Listen, dude, I
Hold
tried
up.
to play. I tried to play ball.
For everybody out there, unless
did.
you're trying to fuck something in D&D, Bard is essentially useless. So if you have
No.
nothing but
Well-
bards, you're just fucking your way across the D&D
Hang on,
world.
hang on.
Sam's main function, I peed on something and I saved our lives. I'm gonna say that.
Oh my
Am I
god!
wrong?
You guys turned a fucking D&D game into Conker's Bad Fur Day, bro.
Oh no, it's this whole thing.
Varg McGillicuddy was my favorite. This is my character's name.
And he'd play like a
I'm
wicked
gonna name
solo,
my next
and
kid
lightning
that.
would strike his guitar.
I was a
and that's like how he
tiefling.
used his-
Varg McGillicuddy.
Varg was
A chaotic neutral tiefling, Varg McGillicuddy.
There was a giant that had a tuba that blew the brown note. And like if you blew it twice, you would shit yourself.
Dude, here's what I'm gonna tell him about is there was a pre-session where he was like, all right, you approach a giant whose head is sticking out of the ground. And he was just like, piss in my face, man. In the voice of the giant, and Joe pulls out a fucking spray bottle and just goes,
it was the funniest.
It's one of the funniest things I have ever seen a human being do in my fucking life.
Yeah, he was losing it.
Dude, it is one of the funniest things I have ever
You know,
seen.
in retrospect,
And what was the giant's name?
Stoolmonger. Yeah. He was in charge of sanitation. That was like his thing. He had to deal with the city to take over.
Well, because here's the thing about when we played, since we're on the D&D subject now,
Yeah.
fucking my whole thing with it was, and it was to much the chagrin of the more serious players, and apologies to everybody that didn't like that, but I wasn't trying to fuck up your time. I just know I don't know how to play D&D, and I'm an absurd person.
Right.
So, like, my thing was, I'm going to see the most silly shit I can do, and if he says no, then I can't do it. Fine, whatever.
I kind of do the same thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, can I fuck this werewolf skeleton or whatever it was?
No, it was a werewolf riding a skeleton horse, and he seduced it with his bard ability. He seduced it, and they had some kind of fucked up threesome involving an undead horse and a werewolf.
Oh my
It was a werewolf DJ. Okay, no, the encounter table. The encounter table. No, listen. The encounter
Varg McGillicuddy's out
The
here.
encounter table was like a D&D monster, and then some kind of musical style. So you could get like a harpy that was a singer-songwriter. In this case, it was a werewolf that was a DJ.
I just can't. A werewolf that was a DJ?
Yeah, there was a rave. And
There
it
was,
all werewolves.
there was an entire level that we played. That was like an entire rave we had to make our way through and figure out how to get through the shit.
And when he
Sounds to me like this campaign was for the bards.
Right?
Oh, let's go.
Suck it.
Let's go. Let's go, Carrek.
That's pretty good.
No, dude, no. Again, you guys all made fun of me 5 minutes ago when I said this, but bards are really only good for fucking stuff.
Right.
If you say so. I don't know anything about
If you had a
D&D,
campaign just full of bards, because I remember Joe was telling me about this the other night. He was like, it got way out of hand, way too fast. This shit got fucking crazy off the jump.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Well, I got about 10 minutes. I'm going to grab one more beer and we're going to talk about something else. But yeah, I am so glad you shared those stories with me. Fuck.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad I did too. I forgot. I didn't know you didn't know those stories. So
I didn't know that you were a part of the campaign.
Yeah,
I
he was.
didn't
Oh,
know
no,
that there was
I
an
was-
all-bard campaign.
I dare say I was the best part of it.
And what was the first thing I said to you when you were like, hey, we had an all-bard campaign? I was like, I bet that shit got real weird real fast.
It
You were
did.
like, it absolutely did.
100%.
God damn it.
And it was because of me.
I respect the fuck
I
out of
think
that.
if we had had less people, it would have been okay.
It would have been fun. Like, I was trying to play by the rules.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to be
We
abide
just
by
had
it.
some people that weren't really into it, and it just kind of
Yeah.
crumbled.
Yeah,
You
it
should
was- yeah,
really
like,
do,
I would like-
if you want to do another all-bard campaign with people that are super into
That's what I'm
it,
saying. Like, I would try to do D&D again. Like, I'm not against playing it. I'm not gonna dress up though.
It's fine.
Like, I'm not dressing up. I'm
You get 100 XP, man. Don't be a bitch.
It adds up. It adds up.
not dressing. I don't care. I'm not dressing up.
Well, if you
Right.
go as like a metalhead, you can just dress as a metalhead. You know what I mean?
That doesn't make sense though.
What if your musical style?
We're in a fantasy fucking setting. There's not such a thing. Metal doesn't exist.
It does.
You does.
Oh, this is like Blind Guardian Fantasyland.
Dude.
Nah,
100% is. I think that's the.
Oh,
next
by the
thing.
by, dude, if like
Metal
I already told
fantasy.
Craig this last time I saw him,
You
but
switching the take.
anyone who's fucking around with some death metal, listen to the new Vitriol album.
So, for those of you that don't know, we have a special guest star. She's a 5,000-year-old cat named Jezebel. She looks like Nicodemus from The Secret of
Methuselah the
NIMH.
cat.
She came from Samaria. So we
Yes.
She was once
sweet.
possessed by the spirit of Pazuzu. And then
Oranse Pazuzu.
I don't know, man. See, we're showing the softer side of metalheads. We talk a lot of shit.
Right.
We talk about raping skeleton ghosts.
No, it was all consensual.
Well, hold on.
Consensual fucking of skeleton
everybody
ghosts.
was
I
on
apologize.
drugs.
Yeah,
Okay?
listen.
It was everybody.
This is
was on
2019.
drugs.
I'm not getting me too'd by any fictional
I
character.
don't know. I don't know if you got consent for that three-way.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
not.
tell you.
I mean, is it okay? Hang on.
I
raises a very important
I
question.
rolled for it. I rolled for consent.
Roll for consent.
What, what do you have to roll to obtain consent?
Nat 20, bro. Every time.
Every time it's gotta be a 20, baby.
Oh boy.
You said it. You said
Oh,
it.
we just let's go ahead and change the subject there. That went into a place that could get us all fucked up real fast.
Listen, man. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
But yeah, so we talked about the Cannibal Convention. We talked about Krampus Fest. We talked about the new album. Talked about the D&D. Just how are you guys doing?
Right?
Well, I'll let Joe field that one first.
Sure. Now I think it's a matter of like, where do I go next with my instrument? You know.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of integrating some more technical elements of like bands like Fallujah. I've been listening to a lot of them. Some really atmospheric parts. Some big fills, really trying to step up my playing to the next level. So
That's a really good question, because I mean, you guys, Silver Tongue Devil just put out an album, Pax Satanica, which fucking check that shit out. It's great.
Yes, do that.
And then, but like, who are you guys? And you guys are recording an album. We're recording an EP. Like, who are you guys kind of listening to inspire your new shit?
Well, Fallujah, definitely.
For sure.
That's what we were listening to on the way. Don't answer for me.
No, you're right.
But that's what we were listening to on the way here was Fallujah.
It's good band.
You listen to more than just Fallujah, have you not?
Oh yeah. No.
Joe's been really into Necrophagist.
That's really been my kind of jam.
Necrophagist is badass, though, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
You've also been jamming some Flesh God.
Yeah, that's true.
Flesh God Apocalypse coming to town.
I mean, Archspire has been probably my most played album.
You got me in
Relentless,
Archspire.
Mutation is just a fabulous album, just a masterpiece of drumming.
I literally
you an
just forgot the band I'm listening to right now.
Dog.
They
I
just
wanna
put
get-
out a new
I
album.
I haven't heard it yet. Have you heard it yet?
I've heard
I
it
haven't.
once.
Okay.
So I haven't like fully absorbed it, but I mean it's great.
I love Nile.
It's great.
So,
I do too.
okay.
What's your favorite Nile album?
Annihilation of the Wicked.
That's a
probably.
great one.
Yeah, I'd have to go Annihilation of the Wicked or In Their Darkened Shrines. One of those two.
yeah.
One of those two probably. Oh, this is the sweetest cat.
Yeah, dude, she really
Yeah, she's 9,000 years old, but she loves you with all of her heart.
Yeah.
Her dusty, cold
But
heart.
and I've been listening to his like last time I saw you at fucking Joe's house. The newest Vitriol album, or the only Vitriol album.
He sent it to me and I checked it out.
Yeah, to Bait from the Throat of Cowardice.
That's
It's so honest and it's so angry and like at first, like when I first heard it, it sounds like way too much going on at once.
Uh-huh.
But if you listen to it a couple more times, especially if you listen to it like the ear of like a metal musician as we all are, like you'll be like, oh okay. Especially if you like if you know, like I like the bands that they're drawing influence from already, like Hate Eternal, fucking Nile and that kind of shit, Ulcerate, that kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I can hear these flavors, but like it's a whole different thing, and the vocals are so fucking. And so Vitriol's informing my playing for sure. Ulcerate is another band that I'm a big fan. Convulsing, as I said on the last podcast.
Do you like Misery Index?
I haven't listened to a lot of them. I listened to their newest album. I can't remember the name of it right now, but yeah, their newest album I listened to and I liked, but it didn't really. I wouldn't say it's like informing anything I'm doing.
No, I didn't think that.
Something we did talk about. Another band we talked about though that is Ultimus. The last album.
that was such a good album.
Yeah, man,
That
I
shit
listened
was
to the last
cool.
Top five.
Something Wicked marches in his top 5 of the year.
Yeah.
Top 5 of the year for sure.
Most definitely.
Because
Most definitely.
the problem is like for Diesel Beast, if I'm writing for Diesel Beast especially, I have to kind of go with an older school influence typically.
Yeah.
So I listen to a lot of shit like Halloween and Tigers of Panzam.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Bands that have been out for fucking ever. But one band that I have been listening to a lot lately that's newer is Borknagar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you fucking heard True North?
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy fuck, dude, that album is so goddamn good.
Borknagar is one of the best symphonic black metal bands
Seriously,
of all time.
dude.
Yeah, they're
Like I
fucking
had never heard of them. Eric
so
Park
good.
from Rod of Obsidian turned me on to those
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
And like,
great.
I'm talking like first track I heard, I was like, oh, this.
Yeah, that's a very you. I'm kind of surprised in that because I would figure you to be a Bortnagar guy.
Well, because I listen to a lot of like wild pagan metal and shit.
Sure,
like that.
right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for some reason like Bortnagar just kind of like fucking came under my radar, and then like I said,
Like you listen to Wilderun or however you say that fucking band.
I don't know how to say it, but I know. What
Yeah,
you're talking
I know you know the band I'm talking about though. Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
I mean, like even like, but I mean, and I've been listening to even like older school, kind of even pagan metal bands, like, well, you just saw Corpiclani live,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Corpiclani,
Finnish folk metal.
Finnish folk metal,
motherfucker.
and it's
The
wild,
Journeyman.
bro.
I have a couple of their albums.
It was
Free is the journey.
It was amazing. And they were great.
Corpiclani.
But the band that really blew me away that same night was Alluvietti.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
They were
I listened to them back in high school, but for a long time.
astoundingly, stupidly good.
He said their live show was fucking amazing.
It was.
Speaking of live shows, you saw Belphegor
Yeah,
recently.
yeah.
How was Belphegor?
Well, I've seen them before, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
amazing.
Okay.
And at this last show, they were amazing. I think that they totally stole the show from Suffocation.
The
Well,
worst night.
without Frank, it's not. It's just not the same.
Well, that's yes, and I
It's just
100%
not-
agree with
the
that.
new guy's good, but
Yeah,
Frank
yeah.
is the guy.
Everybody in that band is good, but
Terrence Hobbs is one of my favorite guitarists
And
of
he's
all time.
great,
I love
but
Terrence Hobbs.
the problem for me is that Terrence is the only guy from Suffolk.
For the true OG.
Yeah.
There's no
in
Doug
the band,
Serino. There's no fucking.
no Mike Smith
No
or
Mike
anything
Smith. There's
like
no,
that.
no Frank. Exactly.
So while everybody played everything very well, it just didn't feel the same.
No, it doesn't. Believe me, I saw them when they played with Morbid Angel like a year or two ago, and I was just like,
Yeah.
That was
This is
how I
cool.
felt.
But Belphegor ruled.
Yeah,
Belphegor
I was mad I didn't get to see
I did not expect, the first time I saw Belphegor, I did not expect that. I mean, I liked their music, I knew they were good, right? But then when I saw them, I was like, man, they are literally like
sure.
at the top of the death/black metal
Yeah,
bands.
black
like
and death
they are
metal
up
shit.
there
Oh,
with
yeah.
like Behemoth or anybody else.
Well, that's what
They
I feel like
are
with
top
them,
notch.
like, because I listened to them when I was like 16, but goddamn, that guy's got hair all over me.
I know.
But fuck, it's all good. It's about like they were Behemoth before Behemoth really Belphegor to me. Like, and honestly, I think Behemoth is better ultimately. Like the Satanist is one of the best albums.
Oh, Father, O Satan, O Son. Such a goddamn good track,
Listen,
man.
dude, fucking Our Pro Nobis Lucifer has one of the best bridge sections of any song I've ever heard in my life.
Someday-
The lightning that strikes the heavens. section is
Someday,
one
when
the
all
sections
of my other creative endeavors are not requiring so much of me, I'm going to be the vocalist of a black metal band, and it's going to be nasty.
I wish I would do it.
Yeah, dude.
Just like,
Well, if you need a fucking guitar, because the boy, I'm all about the fucking Leviathan and fucking fucking. I love me some of that shit, dude.
I love black metal so goddamn much, and I mean,
Me too, but I like the depressive suit, the real sad.
Man,
boy
did you ever
shit.
hear, what was the band I turned you on to? Bishop of Hexen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bishop. Oh fuck
Fucking
yeah,
dude, Serpentine Crane.
Serpentine Crane.
Fuck,
Yes,
bro.
Yes.
That's such a good song.
That's a great album. That's
Yeah,
a
the
great
whole
album.
album's dude. But I mean, like, one of my favorite bands of all time is Immortal. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
like
We
I'm
are the
just-
tyrants.
Sons of
Yeah,
Northern
oh,
Darkness is a fucking one of the greatest.
all of it,
yeah.
though. There's no Immortal I don't really like.
And
then-
I love the Abbott solo stuff.
I love the album so
Good
much.
stuff.
The
Yeah,
last
good
shit,
live.
what was it? The last one, something Pyre. What the fuck was it called?
Harvest Pyre, I think.
Harvest Pyre, something like that.
But over Immortal, I would take
Multi-Fire.
Emperor myself. I don't know how many. I don't know how.
I like
I
Emperor.
like Emperor, but I personally prefer Immortal. But I do
Fair
like
enough.
Emperor,
Yeah.
especially anthems.
And I like. Okay, anthems. You prefer anthems over what's the other one?
Equilibrium,
No.
Oh.
God damn it.
Fire of Prometheus.
The one that has fucking cosmic keys to my creation and times. I don't know why I can't think of it right
in
now.
the night.
In the Nighttide Eclipse. There we go. Yeah. You prefer anthems to that one?
I
You guys
just
are
personally.
Okay.
nerds.
Yeah. But you've heard Eson's solo stuff.
Yes, and that's crazy.
Amazing.
Like,
I love you
sax on
fellas. I have to vacate from Warlord Radio tonight, and I apologize, Warlords
That's
out
right.
there, but I have to go run security for a drag show.
Go make money.
Go
That's how I
make
make
money
my
so that you may survive and perpetuate the metal.
That's
I try.
and prosper.
That's what-
So as I take my leave from Castle Meinhardt, I would like to say, hail the Met Configuration for coming out.
That's right.
Thanks for having us.
We love
thanks
you
for
much.
having us,
Chuck,
100%.
yeah, cheers me with that giant jug of water you
Yeah, this
brought.
is
That's
the
not
difference.
water. That's moonshine right there.
You see the difference in the schools of thought. He's got a jug of water. I got this. I got a champagne.
We actually chugged moonshine at a show in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, man, that was
We
weird.
were we were in a parking lot, and some guy comes up with a mason jar. He's like, "Hey, you want to try my moonshine?"
And we're just,
Sure.
we drank so much fucking movie. It tasted like apples, bro. Like, it was so good.
Delicious.
Yeah, and then like 3 or 4 swigs in, I was like, I'm getting pretty fucking hammered.
That's what moonshine does to you.
Yeah.
So I bid adieu to you guys. I love you much, but I got to bolt. Join us next week, where I think it's just going to be me and you, right?
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that.
Somebody will be here.
Somebody will be here.
Yeah. We might
At least 2 people will be on this show.
That's right. Maybe more. And then
Believe
soon
that.
we're gonna do a D&D episode.
We are going to do a D&D
Yeah.
episode. We're going to do a bunch of shit.
I'm hearing that.
Thiebaud, I love you, buddy.
I love you too, brother. Take it easy.
You be
man.
good. Just Galagi. You're always the best.
Yeah.
And I miss you. Good to see you as well. Bye, 5,000-year-old cat. I love you.
Take
And
care,
as
brother.
always, Lord Meinhardt.
Great to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
Take care,
brother.
man. Have a good night.
Be back tonight, very drunk and possibly with girls on my arms.
Let's
More
go.
likely, probably
Let's
not.
go.
This is Joe from Lament Configuration, and you are listening to Warlord Radio Podcast.
This is Sam from Lament Configuration, and you're listening to Warlord Podcast.
So what's the album that you guys have got working on? It's 6 songs, right?
7? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, 7.
So I'd consider that an album, but that's me.
Well,
So
no.
EP
Joe
album.
said the same
It's an
thing
album.
just
It's
last
an
night.
album. It's
Yeah.
not an EP, it's an album.
It's an album. It is an album.
But anyway, point being is that these are the songs that you guys have time tested out there at shows. You know, you've been playing all of these live, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All-
Yeah, these are all the songs. If you've seen us live, these are all the songs you've heard us play.
And you guys have written these, so they're at least a year old and maybe older.
Well, yes, a few. I mean,
About it, a little over a year
well, with the
old.
exception of shit like Japanese and like Cryptid, which is one of the later editions, because we haven't we've only recently added that 3-4 months ago, something like that, maybe later. Maybe
I mean,
earlier.
we had enough tracks to basically play our first show, which
Yeah.
was like 5 or. And
It
then
was
a cover.
5. It was 5.
And then we did a
Five,
cover.
and we had a
of,
cover of Unbroken by
Yeah,
Terra for
and
our
we had
first
this
show.
really sick outro where we would go from Unbroken to the outro
To
of
Domination.
Uh-huh.
Dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun. And Christian would play the solo for Unbroken, and I play that, and it was good, but obviously, not R.I.P. I almost said R, but fucking,
He's not dead yet, dude.
you know he's not. But fucking, shout out my boy Krishna. He's out in D.C. right now.
He is out in DC. You
My
just
big
never
boy.
know where he's gonna be.
He's fucking balling out. He's
Hustling.
doing. Yeah, he's hustling. He's making money with his degree. He's
Yeah.
doing it big.
Guys, I went to DC.
I went to DC,
That's
guys.
basically what he would just say that. Guys, I'm going to DC.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like, all right, dude. Well, see ya.
Here's your second going away party in less than 3
2
months.
going away parties. Who gets
Son
2
of a
going away
bitch.
parties?
Krishna Perry does.
He
That's who
does. He truly,
That's who
truly
gets
does.
But yeah, what were we talking about?
were talking
Oh yeah,
about
the
the
album.
album.
So
The album.
yeah, so those are the songs you've heard us play.
I think it's a
But it's-
collection, if I may.
Yeah, you may.
I think it's really a collection of all of the live experiences we've had this past year. You know, all the changes
Definitely.
in the lineup, all of the the ups and the downs. Personally that we were all going through.
Right.
And that the name itself, the Lament Configuration, refers to something that is powerful, but suffering is what leads to that. So I kind of
That
put
is
some of
true.
that.
Yeah.
I put some of that, into the playing. It's this should feel like some of the hurt that is behind.
Who came up with the name?
It was kind of a conversation.
Yeah.
We kind of went back and forth with a bunch of different names, and like we couldn't pick one. Oh, do you want to? I'm sorry. Do you want to go ahead? Go ahead.
I listen. I'm not. I feel like there was one person that did maybe that came up with it. I mean, we all agreed on it.
Who came up with it?
Me.
You came up with
I'm the one that has the note in his Evernote in his phone.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
I'm the one that suggested 7 different names. Here's the only reason I say this.
Because apparently I don't remember this.
Yeah, here's the only reason I say this. I'm not a man who needs credit for everything.
Right.
But I remember when it came time to pick a name because we were about to play a show. I said, here's 7 different names, and no one liked any of them.
Okay.
And I said, well, you know what? How about this with LAMENT configuration? And everyone said, you know what? I like this. Okay, well, let's do that one then.
So are you a big Hellraiser or Clive Barker fan?
I'm a Hellraiser fan, yeah.
Gotcha.
For sure, yeah. I like Hellraiser a lot.
Nice.
And if anyone's seen this, he might not have been able to hear them sometimes, but we have samples programmed that correspond to certain songs.
Okay, now I want to mention one of the samples because we're going to take it out. It's not going to be a thing anymore, but... So,
Why mention it though?
No, now I want to hear it though.
We're already talking about it.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Because it's not going to be a thing anymore.
Inside stuff.
I just realized the one you were talking about.
That's what I'm saying. We're
Okay,
gonna take it out. So anyway...
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
For those who have seen us live, our very last tune, we actually do...
No? Why reveal if they don't know? Okay, it's the Tool Time theme. That's what we're doing.
Anyway, it's the Home Improvement. It's the Home Improvement theme, right?
Yes. And then Tyler goes instead of
yeah. So we have the sample. We have the sample of and
that's how we check our sampler and
that's
sound
how
check.
we've been checking it, and so like we're and dude, we had to practice.
It's so obnoxious, but it's so funny.
But
I want to keep it because it's so funny.
It is funny. I did a blast beat one time with it during practice, and then here's
You should do that.
We would never be allowed to play Wits End again.
Now I want to do that though.
Matt would never let us play it again.
All right, we'll do.
I just talked to him and we were cool for like a second. Like,
okay, all right. Let's not fuck that up then.
Let's not offend Matt. Matt's a nice guy. Matt's a very nice guy. Matt's a very nice guy. Shout out to the greasy slots.
Yeah, shout out to Matt and the rest of the greasy slots like Tyler and Justin and all the
all the boys. Justin is definitely.
Yes.
Good boys, 100%.
Indeed.
So,
but back to the album.
No, actually, if I may.
Oh, if you may.
Yes.
I will.
He's taking it. Where are you taking us?
He is
it's because he said something like the songs that we had since the 23rd or before, and we've talked about this before a long time ago, but like. Some of these riffs, like for some of these songs, I've had since I was like 16 years old.
Right.
Like for real, but I didn't have a band.
Yeah.
Because like I'm from Weatherford, Texas. There's not a lot of people trying to play death metal there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
soccer.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So like I just have these riffs, and I was like, well, I have no one to use them with. And I played in bands before this, but it was like I had to fucking settle for playing like what I would call girl pants metal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Emo hair metal, that kind of shit. But I had to play shows. I got to do something. But I have all these riffs, and like for like Satan's Dagger, like that riff I've had like as you know probably since I was 16 years old. Like which is great though. Like I love being able to get that fucking out finally. And I haven't realized with musicians like Joe and Jared and Garrett and fucking Krishna when he was playing with us, Tyler, our vocalist, obviously. Like it's fucking great to finally like. I'm very fortunate. Like it wasn't. It's better. It's a lot more than what I thought it was going to be when I first joined the band. Mm-hmm. No offense to anyone that's in the band now, because it was a different. It was a totally different composition of people than it was.
Yeah.
With a whole different like mission statement at that time.
Jared and I were the only carryovers from the old band.
That is true, and like 100%, and that and it's no mistake that we're that's the way it is.
Right.
Things just kind of came together at the right times.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, all bands go through an evolution. It's it's just a matter of like trying, like finding your sound. I mean, because at least to my opinion, that is one of the hardest things that you can do. Is
definitely.
find your sound, which sounds weird, But it's true.
But it definitely is. I mean, especially considering like we're all guys. We're not like quote unquote young dudes. You know, we're guys who've been playing live music for quite a while now. I mean, you, me, and Jared specifically. And Garrett too. Honestly, like Garrett's been playing for a long time. But fucking, we have a lot in common, but we have a lot different. Like Joe listens to a lot of shit that I would listen to regularly,
Sure,
and vice versa.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, as you know, like the one band that I feel like really ties us together is Death, which I feel like that's the one that ties us all together. For sure.
Death. Some of the new bands too. I mean, we really bonded.
Verbum is the one new band that we all really fucking have bonded together with. I showed them Verbum when that was the one band that I was like, if y'all don't like this, then I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
I can't jam with you guys.
Yeah, I can't fuck with you, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This shit is so good.
We went to see Dying Fetus, and that's like one of Tyler's, main influences.
And I've been into Dying Fetus since I was 16 too,
Dude,
and that was
amazing.
And shout out to Tyler, because that was one of the main reasons that we were auditioning vocalists for about a month before he got in the band. And we had a few, and Randall was one of the ones that and no offense to anybody, but Randall was my first choice from Monogamizer. I mean, as anyone knows, like, it's no question as to why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
pretty much the shit when
the dude is disgustingly good. He's disgustingly. That Religious Vigor single they put out on Bandcamp is one of the better. Like, no one is playing music like that in town right now. No one is doing that shit.
Yeah.
And Monogamizer is amazing.
I've actually talked to Randall, not to put him on the spot or anything, but it would be cool sometime, I think, to play a show with them. Nick and I are cool. Maybe sit in for like one tune, just for old times' sake.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be great, dude.
Like,
That'd be fucking rad.
Let's set that up.
Yeah.
I mean, for them, I think now it's just a matter of. I know they're on hiatus or whatever until they figure out what's going on with Alex, because he's out in LA now. So. Yeah.
Right, yeah. When we were discussing that at the fucking whatever the fuck the thing. Well, sure. That's the show that we organized.
That fucking thing.
That fucking thing. But we all to bring it back to our shit. We all have different influences, but like the thing that ties us together, I think like Death is the big thing. And I mean, as you know, you're a fucking big Death fan. We were talking about that the other night. Fucking. Like Chuck, like the fucking thing that Chuck brings to, and all of the musicians that were involved, like Andy LaRocque, the fucking Richard Christie, Gene Hoglan, Steve DeGorgio, Kelly Conlon, all those motherfuckers, like great shit.
Is it, what's his name? Is it Chris Masvidal or
Paul Masvidal? And Sean Reifert. Absolutely. Bobby Conlon. Bobby Conlon. There you go. Not Kelly. Yeah, you're right. Bobby Conlon. I'm sorry. James Murphy as well.
Everybody is sick.
Nothing but great musicians. Exactly, and just a flawless catalog, more or less.
Yeah.
So like, and that bonds us together more or less. But like, but then again, I'm more into like doomy shit. Joe's not so much into it. Fucking, he likes a more melodic, techie fucking flavor.
Right.
Which I mean, we all have it in common, but one prefers the other. So it comes together.
I like that. Like as an outsider looking in, like I prefer it when a band is like that. Because it gives you guys a unique sound, like because you guys are a death metal band, but you don't sound like the other death metal bands around.
Well, that's our goal. That's our big goal.
And I think 100%. It's because there's a little bit more of a palette you guys are drawing from, whereas a lot of the death metal bands that we'll see or play with and stuff like that is that they're all unified on one sound.
We all want to play bolt thrower.
It's like, all right, that's cool. Right. Not knocking it, but it is very limiting because each sound, each album is just right down the line that thing.
Exactly.
And I prefer bands that that are heavy, but within that like kind of colored outside the lines, like they've got different influences.
With that, I mean, that's good because me and Joe especially, I mean, we all do it throughout the band, but like me and Joe specifically are constantly always like sending each other like, hey, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this type shit. Yeah. Like, have you heard this? Have you heard this? Like, this motherfucker hadn't listened to Bloodbath until like a month ago.
Can
you believe
this, if you don't become obsessed with Bloodbath.
That's what I'm, dude.
I don't know.
He's the biggest Opeth fan I know.
I'm a huge Opeth fan.
He's a huge, and I was like, how do you
you're bound to miss some bands. There's only so many bands you can listen to,
Yeah, but it's a dude, the Ackerfeld albums that have
everything that they put out.
Oh, yeah, everything Bloodbath has put out.
Well, I mean, it's now I've listened to it.
The
like,
Fathomless
awesome.
Mastery is one of the greatest death metal albums of all time.
All of them. All of them. Yeah.
Nightmares Made Flesh, Resurrection of Dude, oh my god.
And then again, like all of their players are just like ridiculously.
Dan Swano, dude.
Yeah.
Dan fucking
Peter
Swano.
Togren.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Dan Swano, Edge of Sanity. If any metal,
Sanity's the shit.
any metal players that are watching this right now and are listening to it or whatever, and have not listened to goddamn Moon Tower and Purgatory Afterglow by Dan Swano / Edge of Sanity.
Yeah.
That shit is one of the two of the greatest albums of all time.
Really good albums.
Moon Tower specifically.
Have you heard the band Firespawn?
I have not.
Dude, check it out. It's a bit of a super group, and I don't know everybody that's in it, but I know some of the guys that were in Entombed are in it.
Okay.
So Swedish death metal.
Oh yeah, for sure. Old school HM2 Swedish
But
metal. Right.
it's a new band. They just put out album number 2, and so it's kind of like old school Swedish death metal with modern production and heavier drums.
Fuck yeah.
And it's fucking sick.
Fuck yeah.
What's the name again?
Firespawn.
Firespawn.
I'll send you the links after we're done.
Yeah, please do that.
But
Yeah,
it is so there's 2 Swedish death metal bands I've been listening to the fuck out of, and they're both newer. One of them is Firespawn, and the other one is called Lik, L-I-K,
Okay.
which apparently is Swedish for corpse.
Have you ever listened to Scorched?
Yes.
Dude, Ecliptic Butchery?
Cut Up.
Yeah, dude.
But
Good
yeah,
shit.
any of those bands, they fucking they rip because I love.
Gay Creeper?
I love it. Yeah. I love it when bands have riffs. Like that's the first thing.
We were
riffs.
just talking about that on the way here. When I was growing up playing guitar, I was like, I just want to be a solo shredder guy. But like now that I'm like I'm older and I'm writing, so I'm like, dude, riffs are so much better.
Yeah,
I love a riff.
I love shredding. I love that. But like,
you can't do that the whole time. You can play a good riff for a long, then you can shred.
If you don't have riffs in your song,
then beat it.
Personally,
beat it. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to.
And if you have a sick riff, I'm immediately hooked. I'm like, yes. I'm like this band.
Dude, I've been getting in recently, and I'm quite sure no one will quite hardly agree with me, but I've been getting into this band called Knocked Loose real heavily.
Oh yeah.
This super like hardcore New York like type shit, like beat the fuck out of you, swing your arms around him like
beat down music. Yeah.
But it's so honest and it's so fucking real. Like I'm just like
they actually came through not too long ago.
Yeah, I didn't go to see it. Honestly, I'll tell you why I didn't go to see it. Because there's been like 4 different GoFundMe projects or crowdfunding projects where people are trying to get their hospital bills paid because they got their like teeth fucking knocked out at shows. I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I love that energy and that kind of thing, but if you fucking hit me, especially if I'm in the pit, okay, fine, I asked for it, fair enough. But if I'm standing and you fucking swung your foot around and hit me in the face, like okay, now it's a problem. That's not what. Come on, dude.
There's that kind of a barrier between metal shows and hardcore shows. Like metal shows have the pit, and you can definitely catch an elbow in the pit and stuff.
Especially
like that.
in a show like a Dying Fetus show, you're gonna catch some more hardcore.
But by and large, it's really confined to the pit. Whereas in hardcore shows, there's a lot of crowd killers and people swinging arms and stuff like
you
that.
don't have crowd killers at at the immolation show that Alex was there. Yeah. There was no crowd killing with blood incantation and immolation, dude. No. Motherfuckers were dancing around the pillar and shit. Fucking Alex, me fucking pushing around. No one's trying to hurt nobody. Someone falls down. Fucking Bill's above fell down. Someone fucking pulls him up. Fucking here we go. Around we go. Fucking. But fucking this crowd killing fucking nonsense. Like if you get hurt, you get hurt. Don't stand next to the pit. No, I paid to fucking watch the show. Dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to be involved in your fucking whatever idea. Here's the thing about that, dude, is not to be a fucking motherfucking purist about it, but like Ian MacKaye fucking, or however you say his last name, the guy from Fugazi Minor Threat, invented hardcore, that kind of scene more or less, not by himself, but like, and he's not with that view each other up shit.
No.
Like he's let people enjoy themselves type shit. Like I love Fugazis, and I've lots of not to be a purist about it, but like that's not what that shit's about. It's not about hurting people because like don't get in my way type shit. Like, no real hardcore band is gonna condone that. Death Threat went in harm's way, Knock Loose, none of them are gonna fucking say that shit is okay.
Yeah.
That shit is whack. I don't fuck with it.
I'm with you.
And that's my stance. That's my stance on that.
I'm with you, man. It's like
let people watch the band if they want to.
I mean, look, you can throw down in the pit. That's totally fine.
I love to get in the pit. Yeah. Joe and I, we both get in the fucking pit.
Last time I saw you in the pit.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about the crop dust show? Are you talking about the crop dust show?
Yeah, it was a crop dust show. So I usually
it was the Pit Demon show at Keith Capo's house.
It was a really good show. So I usually don't go in the pit just because I'm trying to save my body from
dying. Yeah, of course.
It's really demanding.
And I don't because I'm a small person who will get thrown around pretty easy.
It's not that I don't like to pit, it's just that it's really hard to do the stuff that we want to do if my body's all fucked up.
Yeah.
He says this, but like literally I've seen him in a pit and every time everyone just like bounces off of him pretty much and there's no opposition whatsoever.
Right. Well, there was that one.
Go ahead though, go ahead.
Now I'm
go ahead though.
Now I'm remembering.
Yeah,
oh god.
Little twinge in the side.
So anyway, so we're at this party, right? And so Crop Dust is playing. I love Crop Dust.
Yes.
Yeah, big shouts out to goddamn Crop Dust, dude.
Yes.
All the guys in that band.
Especially, and no offense to anyone else in the band, big shouts out to Abel.
Yes.
One of the greatest frontmen in the fucking scene.
Yes.
If not,
Flesh Grinder.
Brooks.
Flesh Grinder. Brooks. And the drummer whose name I do not know, and the other guitarist's name who I do not know.
Texecutioner.
Yeah, Texecutioner. There you go. Yeah, shout out to them boys.
Nick's is the actual name, the guitar player.
All right, well, fair enough. I only know Brooks and Abel by name, so that's the only guys I know. But Abel is one of my Abel, and those are one of my two favorite vocalists in the scene that aren't in my band right now. So, yeah.
Right on.
Okay, so anyway, we're in this pit, and I go in. Carrek actually showed up to that pit randomly.
Yeah, I was there with him.
Yeah. And so
stay the fuck out of my way, or I'm gonna fuck you up.
That was fucking great.
Dude, that was
so we're in the pit, and I see, Sam goes in, and I'm in the pit, and I usually don't hit my bandmates when I see them. Right, I'll see him and I usually just don't. Right. And so I turn around and I see Sam and he goes like he's gonna hit me, but it's like his eyes are like almost closed and he's like kind of like leaning forward and so I just kind of catch him. I'm like, yo, right man? He goes, yeah man. He's like this. He's like, yeah man, yeah. He pats me on the shoulder. I'm like, you should probably get out, man. He goes, no, I'm gonna go around a couple more times.
All right.
Well, the reason that happened was I jumped in the pit, and this is a dude who has shown me love multiple times. I have nothing but love for this guy. He's a very respectable person. But Dizzy the Pit Demons, I fucking jumped in this pit with this guy, and you know how he sometimes like to do one of these moves. He came back behind, and I was behind him, and he bing, right on my fucking forehead, elbow, bing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready for it, and that's when Joe was like, "Dude, are you okay?" I was like, "I'm good."
Like, you need to get out, dude. I think you really do.
Again, nothing but love for the man. He's been showing me love multiple times. He's a good dude. He's a great dude. Shout out to Dizzy.
Yeah.
But that was I forgot that even happened, dude.
So do you guys have new songs written?
We just started to work on this. I mean, you're the first one to really hear it, but we have started working on new material.
Yes.
The thing is, if I may, the thing is that we're really excited about the new material, but we have to get through the album already.
Of course. Well, that's the eternal conflict.
Yeah. So, it's something we've been working on, that we really want to do, but it's kind of been hard to focus on it. So we do definitely have some new riffs. We definitely want to take it in a faster, more aggressive direction.
Yeah, way more. If
that was a handoff.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. That's what I was leading with that.
Yeah, that was a handoff.
Like, what are the changes that you see from the older stuff?
Yeah, because that comes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like this, I've had riffs since I was.
Right.
I've had riffs since I was 16.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was more influenced at 16, 17 by shit like In Flames, At the Gates, Dance Wino, Edge of Sanity.
In Flames is a big one.
Old school In Flames, fucking Jester Race is fucking one of the greatest albums of all time.
That's subterranean about the old shit.
Now, I know.
Jester Race is still fucking old shit. What are you talking about?
I know this is probably a controversial opinion, and I liked older In Flames like Clayman and stuff like
that. Clayman, Horacle.
But I actually preferred Soil Work. Especially like A Predator's Portrait,
Really?
Steel Bath Suicide.
Interesting. Okay. I can't agree.
Yeah.
I don't think I even listened
I understand.
to that.
Like
I know the albums you're referring to, and they're not bad.
Yeah.
Like they're not. I don't dislike them, but Soilwork has never made an album as good as Horacle or Black Ash Inheritance or Just a Race. Just a Race is the best In Flames album of all time, in my opinion. That shit is
Probably overall.
Yeah, overall, like it's like I love songs like Pinball Map and like Lord Hypnos and shit like that. Well, that's on Just Race, but anyways, but like I was much more locked into like a melodic
Dark
phase.
Tranquility?
For sure.
Gallery,
You know?
The
Gallery, fucking Monochromatic Stains. Oh yeah, for sure. Most definitely. But now as like, when I was like, from the time I was like 21 probably, I just got into more, like, I don't know if the word is esoteric or correctly, but like stuff like Decibel Omega, fucking more dissonant, ugly sounding stuff, Ulcerate, fucking Lacathia Flame, which is kind of an obscure band. A lot of people are not aware of them, but like Elven Nefris is a great fucking album if you're into tech death, like Verum-esque type shit. Lacathia Flame, Ulcerate, Hate Eternal, fucking Morbid Angel. There's more, just like I said, more angular, dissonant stuff as opposed to like more linear, fucking melodic. I feel like there's more to be done with that, really, with that kind of sound, than just like going the whole harmonic. And again, I'm a huge, as he knows, huge Black Dahlia Murder fan. Like our song Cryptid, I wrote that as like a fucking Black Dahlia Murder worship song pretty much, because I love that band, which is pretty much that band is an At the Gates worship band.
Right.
You know what I mean, more or less.
Yeah.
You know, but they took it to like the next degree that At the Gates was not going to do. That, in my opinion, shout out to Black Dahlia Murder, huge influence.
Do you like the new At the Gate stuff?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot. Actually, it's really cool. Here's the thing: is like everyone's gonna always compare it to Slaughter of the Soul,
right?
You know, which is fair and which is not fair, because it's a standard-setting album, and you can only have a standard-setting album one time.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah.
I mean, to expect that out of more than once out of any band is kind of unfair.
Oh yeah.
Because to have one is to be like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
one, especially in the way that they did.
Yeah.
Like fucking Slaughter of the Soul is such a standard-setting record. Like so many bands have heard that and will point to that as like, that made me do this, right?
Oh yeah.
Like for real. If it's not them, it's fucking, like we said, In Flames. Not to monopolize the conversation, but fucking it's them or it's In Flames. Like you said, Dark Tranquility, or some one of those kind of bands. But like I said, as I get older, I just like uglier stuff. It's harder to make. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know who said this, and this is not an original statement, but it's easy to make the fucking this face here.
Right.
But the thing that impressed me. I'm gonna call you back. I'm on the podcast. But the thing that impressed me is Brandon. But the thing that impressed me about bands like Ulcerate, bands like Hate Eternal, bands like, because you listened to Hate Eternal.
Oh yeah.
Obviously,
I've seen them live.
right. Eric
Three
Rutan,
times.
and Eric
Yeah.
Rutan is, a legend.
Yes.
Legend. And
I forget who they're, because they've had a few.
Been in
drummers, but
Nile,
they're
Morbid
drummers,
Angel,
yeah.
and Hate Eternal as his main band. Like how many? Like what the fuck else do you need?
Yeah, and he's produced like.
And a
all of the
master
albums.
producer, dude.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's easy to make a dude make this face and just do this, but have the thing that impressed me about Toto Poderoso, I feel like there's honesty in the heaviness of it. Like you're not being heavy to be heavy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to. It sounds kind of corny the way I'm saying it now, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's why I love that Vitriol album. It's like these dudes are fucking. They're doing that because it's coming straight out of their bodies. The heaviness,
right.
Like it's fucking. I love, and that's what the shit needs right now. Because motherfuckers are shit and no offense to any. I'm not gonna name bands, but motherfuckers are fucking. The shit is sterile right now, as far as I'm concerned with the metal scene, dude. And bands like fucking goddamn our bands are the ones that will fix that, in my opinion. Quite frankly,
it's a hot take.
Maybe it is a hot take. I don't know. But this is a sweet guy. But fucking, maybe it is a hot take, and maybe I'm monopolizing the conversation. I'm not trying to. But here's what I'm sick of, dude. I'm sick of people will shit on what they don't want to hear, but they say they want something new, but then when something new comes, they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you want?
Yeah.
We're coming on something strong. You want some old school death metal. But here we're coming with a new twist. They're sick of Gatekeeper. Okay, here comes Lament Configuration. You know what I mean? Or any band, not even us.
Yeah.
More, you know what I'm saying?
There's some
No,
good,
it's
good
true.
new bands coming up.
Look, I mean, the hardest thing that you can do is do something different. Like
100%.
It is the hardest
100%.
because it's fucking hard just to get a band together. And then on top of that, it's
Dude.
like the thing that gets rewarded the most. Like, look, far and away, the best way to go out and make money as a musician, especially like early on, is go to a cover band.
Yeah.
Go to a
for
cover band, go
sure.
to a tribute band. They will monopolize like those
I mean,
guys.
he knows about that better than anybody.
And I'm not knocking any of that, but I'm just
No, me
saying
neither.
that is
Not at
all the reward is.
I've done it.
And it's like you're like, and then if you're like, no, we want to play our own stuff. It's like, okay, so you're going to take yourself out of the big pool and you're going to put yourself into the small clubs.
But
then
now you're playing metal.
yeah. But then you're like, okay, well, what do you want to do like within that? Like if you want to be like a thrash inspired band or a death band or a black band or whatever, is you will find a group of people that like it if you sound exactly like
Boom.
the bands that you're
Let's go.
influenced by. So if your main influence is Cannibal Corpse and you sound just like Cannibal Corpse, that there will be people that'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah. What's harder is to be like, yeah, I love Cannibal Corpse, but we're trying to do this other thing.
Yeah,
Because
right.
then you're really from the ground up, you're building it up, and you're
yeah.
going to have to go through a lot of, people like, well, I don't care about that, and which is fine, that's normal, but again, the hardest thing that you can do is to do your own thing. Is to not
That's the
be
greatest
like,
compliment me as a musician since we've been playing has ever gotten. Is also the band is like people have told us, and I'm not saying this. People have told us.
Yeah.
No, like you don't sound like anybody else playing right now in the general scene right now.
Right.
Which is that's my best.
It's a really big compliment.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's my.
And if I may say, focusing on also playing dynamically, that's a big
Yeah,
thing for us.
definitely,
And
100%.
even if
Yeah.
the new stuff is very aggressive, we're still going to have shifts in tempo, shifts in feel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Get some different color painting going.
And fucking highlighting every instrument, giving for
Yeah.
sure. Like we're really big on that, like giving an instrument not necessarily a solo like section, but just like a part where like this instrument makes the section or part. You know what I'm talking
Exactly.
about?
We all
yeah.
get to take lead essentially. For
Yeah, exactly, for sure. We love to
pass
do
it
that.
around. I mean, it makes for a good dynamic.
Because like I like really ugly doomy shit. He likes more melodic techie shit. Jared likes really groovy shit.
Right.
And like that's our three main, as far as like the instrument writing goes.
Yeah.
Because Garrett, who has filled in again marvelously.
Yes.
But yeah, I would anticipate kind of more pushing blasts and the tempos and more
Most
aggressive
yeah.
double bass.
Yeah.
That's really what
I mean, I sent him a text earlier today that said I need more blasts.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
To be fair though, I and he'll say this, and everyone in the band will know. Like, I have a bad habit of writing parts that like are just this much out of my depth.
Yeah.
To the way I want to play them, so I have to practice my own shit that
Well,
I
that's
write.
the fun of it.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. I was doing that earlier today. I was like, if once I get this part right, boy, we're going.
Right.
I mean, that's
We're
essentially
going, dude.
how it started for me too. I hadn't played blasts like really at all before I joined this band. Like it just wasn't something I really.
Yeah, that was one of the things. No offense to anybody, when I first joined the band, I said I need blast beats, and this. If I'm gonna play fucking the stuff that I play, I need.
And we talked about that, and
Oh
it's
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
something
most
I continue to add, but I'll admit, I really want to take it too. Like I mentioned them before, Black Abel, that guy's blasts are just.
Oh yeah, the
something-
drummer for Black Abel is a fucking
For a local
monstrosity,
band,
dog.
like
Yeah.
to play like that is just. I have a feeling they're gonna blow up.
Yeah,
pretty
him,
quick.
this dude. If Aiden still lived here, I would count Aiden, but Aiden lives in
Yeah.
Austin technically now.
Brendan
so.
Shackelford, another great.
Brendan Shackelford,
great drummer,
fantastic.
Another
Love
guy
the
who had
vinyl.
some really great tips for me too. Really
Brilliant.
awesome
Shout
guy.
out to Brendan for being a real G and helping and giving fucking Joe some fucking tips and
Great
shit.
tips, dude.
Not being too fucking big to fucking help a dude out. I respect that greatly.
Absolutely.
That's a big ass fucking dude move.
Yeah, there's just a lot of great people on the scene.
Yeah, there really is. There really is. 100%.
And it's not that there weren't great people on the scene when I did it before, but I think it's that there's more people on the scene now. I really feel like
Oh yeah, it's
the metal
definitely
has
gotten
come
bigger.
back. Yeah, like because when we were playing shows years ago, like there weren't as many people there.
No,
There just
not at
weren't.
all.
And like now you go and there's people at metal shows. I'm like, this is so fucking cool.
Dude, fucking Last Cannibal Convention was heavily attended, dude.
Yeah.
Toto Poderoso had a fucking stack, like the fucking garage was full, dude.
Yeah.
For the first band. Like, for the first band.
Pits the whole night.
Yeah, there were pits all night long. We had a fucking huge donation.
I gotta say, because I saw heard everybody that was playing. I was doing stuff behind the scenes.
Right.
Mark was using my kit for that gig. I was kind of all over the place, but I gotta say, everybody played masterfully. But Combat, dude, that last
Shout out
set
to
they
Combat.
played, dude, that was
I wasn't
one of
there. Sorry, boys. But
that was one of their best sets. It was so
Nice.
good. I was stomping around, dude. It was great, man. It was great. I really wanted to give them a shout out just for
Of course.
Yeah,
their
100%.
asses off.
Friends of the show, they've been on here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Grant and AJ specifically are I don't know anyone else in the band, so those are my boys
Todd
in
was
the band. It's
cool,
Grant and
Dave's
AJ,
cool.
so.
Yeah, they're
They're all cool
doing
guys.
good things as well, man. They're playing shows and getting out there and
Oh no, those boys are especially. Let me tell you something, dude. AJ's a hard-working guitarist, motherfucker. But
Oh, yeah.
that boy be out here touring with Frozen Soul and Creeping Death, and
He's kind of everywhere.
that
man.
boy's out there all over the place on the OSDM tip,
Yeah.
dude. And my skinny boy is working, dude.
Yeah.
I fucks with him. I love AJ, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
he's
to fucking
great.
AJ, man. That's my Albert James Ross III.
That's
my
right.
boy, baby.
Yes.
That's my boy. I love AJ. You skinny pale bitch, you.
Well, to kind of wrap things up, like, you got the album coming out. Do you have like a master plan on what's the next step of the band?
Well, I will say
The next step is to get a guitarist.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be my main step.
And I will say that we are definitely going to continue to do Cannibal Convention.
Yes.
Certainly,
And
absolutely.
that's going to be a
Absolutely.
thing that you guys are
That's
going to keep
and,
going.
and we're
so
gonna
that's
keep
great.
it. And we're gonna keep it local in Denton.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep it with local Denton, like not maybe only Denton, but like surrounding area,
Yeah, yeah.
Louisville, that kind of thing.
The area.
Yeah, the general area.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Very
And,
cool.
we have a really great thing going with Dylan right now, but in
Yeah.
the event that the event grows beyond what the venue can accommodate, then
hopefully we can, I mean, and no disrespect to Dylan, because we've already thanked him for fucking allowing us to like make it what it is now. Really, because without Dylan, we wouldn't have had a venue to have it on. Honestly.
Yeah.
So,
But you guys might grow to a
But that's what I'm
club,
saying. But if it grows to where we need a bigger capacity, because Dylan, he's got a house.
Yeah.
He can only hold so many people. He's got neighbors.
Yeah.
Don't want to put a strain on his.
I'm actually surprised that he doesn't have any problems with that now.
Well, we almost did.
Yeah.
Well,
Ironically enough.
I mean, there was a young guy that came up, and I guess his dad lives next door, and they were filming.
Evidently, long story short, notice was not given that said if it was going to be happening. So.
Well, they didn't know that he was going to film, though. That was the thing.
But once he was filming, but once he saw, and not to cut you, but once he saw that fucking. It was a food drive, and like it was not just like people making noise for no reason. He was like, "Well, all right, you guys have a fucking, do what you gotta do."
Yeah.
Which okay, fair enough. You don't like loud noises. I understand. You're not into.
Well, it's more that he was trying to film a project.
We gotta say, that's kind of what bugs me about it. But he left it alone. He could have been a dick about it.
I really do.
That's
If
what
you're
I'm
trying
saying.
to film.
Exactly.
You got these assholes playing fucking.
That's what. Yeah, dude, we're fucking. It was us, it was Toto Proto, Stone Wolf, and then us. So it's just like nothing but fucking loudness, dude.
Indeed.
But it was a great show. Shout out to every band who played. Shout out to everybody who came. Shout out to Bentley for cooking fajitas and always being a fucking master contributor to our shows. I love
There you
it.
go.
But to kind of get back to your question, in the future, just more riffs.
Oh yeah.
And
There you
expect
go.
to see us play
More
other
riffs.
clubs. We really want to try and focus on writing though these next few months.
Yeah, we want to bring y'all some new tunes. We've been playing the same set
For about a year now.
Yeah, and that's what
Right.
I kind of got distracted earlier, but like I'm kind of, and not to discredit what we're playing now, because those songs mean something to me, because we wrote these together, obviously, and
Right.
it's what we've been playing to make our name as a band. So
Right.
it does mean a lot to me. But like the songs that we are playing now are not where I'm at creatively now. So I'm trying to evolve the sound, because we all are really. It's not just me. We all are trying. Obviously, no one's trying to stay stagnant.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, as the guitarist, and now the only guitarist, it's kind of up to me to kind of,
Right.
write the fucking parts,
Yeah.
So we're trying to move in a more like he said, a more brutal, a more fucking dissonant direction. But we're gonna keep, we're gonna. He said our main point. He already said our main point is to bring some new shit because we've been playing the same shit for a year now. We're not bored with it, but we're all kind of ready to. We've all advanced as musicians quite a bit by now.
Yeah. And really, the truth of it is, if I may, that,
go ahead.
We play the songs. We play certain parts a little bit differently live.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So don't expect it. By all means, the album will be a representation of us.
It's up to Joe how we play it live. That's really
sometimes
what it is.
we change it up. Sometimes
that's really what it is.
And we want to keep that kind of unpredictability. We don't want it to always be the same. Man. So
No, but we're all the great thing about us with that respect is like we might not. And Joe is real good about giving us cues, so it's not to his detriment or to insult him, but. Sometimes we might miss a cue or two, but we've all been playing together long enough at this point, especially me, Joe, and Jared and Tyler. Like we can cover for each other, so we're like, all right, well here we go. So, whatever. So it's not a big deal.
I've watched,
but I love that spontaneity. I love feeling like I have to watch for like Joe's cues and that kind of thing and see what are we all thinking like. Because when we do lock in, like now it's an organic fucking thing right in the moment right there. That if you had to be there to see if it is good, then you were right there when that happened.
Yeah.
So that's what, and not to be corny, but I feel like that's that's the best live experience you could ask for.
Yeah.
It's something that happened right there that wasn't gonna happen every single time. A robotic experience, we play the same shit the same way.
It's not the same.
It's definitely not the same way.
You've seen us a bunch of times.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I love about checking out bands is I love to watch when things aren't at their best. And I love.
If you've ever seen us at Tomcats, you've seen that.
But I love like seeing a band when they're killing it and there's like a big crowd and it's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. But I also like to watch it because, like, to me, is like, if you have a great night or like a good show or whatever,
right.
That's good. That's one thing, right? But what separates the men from the boys for me is when you can pull through when things are working against you. If you break a string, or if someone's having gear problems, or if there's problems with the sound and you can't fucking hear for shit out of the monitors.
We've dealt with all of that.
Oh yeah.
Literally all of that.
But to be able to pull it out under those circumstances, that's when I'm like,
what do you think, Joe? Have we pulled it out with those things? Because all of those things have happened to us.
Every single one.
Our very first show at, where was it? 25 or the door in Dallas, 2513 Deep Ellum, with Body Snatcher and Enterprise, the fucking board went out.
Yeah.
And the PA was just gone.
Yeah.
So it was just our amps or whatever rocking our very first show.
But to be able to do that, to be able to like finish the set,
but we played it. We got fucking
That's the shit.
We balled it. Dude.
Like that's the shit. Like how many?
I was angry and did cocaine. And did. Oh goddamn! Well, there's that. Yeah. But I was angry and did things later. Right. But yeah,
Which only got you
it was a good show. It was a good show.
Yeah, and then you were hyper alert and angry.
Yeah.
I was very angry that show.
Yeah, but I love that shit. That's fucking great. It's like.
That's what makes you who you are.
Yeah, and true enough, because now like. I get nervous still. I mean, I feel like on some level every professional musician still gets nervous. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're serious about it, because like you want to deliver the best you can. So you're not nervous about like I know I'm going to perform ultimately because once I start playing, it's like okay, now I'm not nervous anymore.
Right.
But like when you're thinking about like what if I don't? What if this happens? What if this? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But if like
I have those same thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we all. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure we all do.
What it comes down to, I think, for me is before I play, there's a sense of anticipation, of preparation.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Have I done enough to be ready for what I'm doing right now?
Exactly.
That's what I'm really thinking about. Exactly.
Yeah.
Have I done enough to this point right now to be ready to perform like I should? Because again, here's my thing about it, and not to be corny, but there are for sure people who are using. Maybe not their only money, but this is their only time off that they want to see some shit.
Yeah.
And this is your time, and maybe you're not the band they came to see.
Right. But they're there.
But you can have a chance at enhancing that, and do that if you can. Because they're there, that's their one night off, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
so fucking make it worth their night off.
Yeah.
That money they're missing out on making, that money they spent, they're drinking, they're watching the show a bit, they bought their girlfriend and him a ticket, whatever the fuck. Maybe another friend who couldn't pay the fucking shit, their gas money, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Fucking
It's true.
play your shit.
You have a responsibility.
You at 100% you have a responsibility. Well said. 100%. I agree 100%.
All right, well, we'll leave it with that. So,
Yeah,
thank
let's
you
do
guys
that.
so much for coming out.
Thanks for having
It was terrific to have you back, and
Likewise,
we can't
brother.
wait to be playing your fucking new songs, man. Do you guys have? I know that it's still in process, and it's always hard to say, but do you have a goal of when you'd like to release the album?
Oh, I thought he was gonna ask the name of the.
That's what I thought too.
Well,
That's what I thought too.
I'm happy to divulge that, or do you guys want to keep that a secret?
Dude, we haven't settled on the name for the EP. We have we?
No, I
Do
don't.
we have a name in the running?
Do you want to put it out,
Man,
dude?
Because it might
I don't think
change.
we're gonna use it. I really don't think we're gonna use
You
it.
don't
don't
think you're
think
gonna
so?
use it?
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. Should we? I don't know what to do. Should we flip a coin or something? Okay. Well,
All right, listen. Fuck, I'm gonna say.
You don't have to. You don't have to
You
divulge.
want to
It's
go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
The name of the album was gonna be because it's not an album. It's not a good album name. That's for why I can use it. But if you've ever seen Equilibrium,
Yes.
the flipping of shotguns, it was gonna be the name of the album.
All right. Right on.
Because
Where
the
you see
scene-
him just flipping the two shotguns.
The scene where they find the puppy in his trunk and he flips the shotguns, and just blow, and it's
Yeah.
fucking smoke.
Just kills two guys with a shotgun in each
Yeah,
hand.
dude.
And like afterwards, the guy's like, "What?"
Yeah, we
Right.
were drinking and smoking like 2 nights ago. We're like, I said, yeah, that's what I seen.
Are you gonna use that sample in there?
Yeah,
That's
he
a
would.
really fucking good idea. That's a really
What?
good idea.
There you go. And start it
Dude, we gotta
with a
use some
blast.
Equilibrium samples now.
There you go.
That's a.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad at that either,
Listen,
man.
but in all seriousness, when can they expect to hear the album? I would say at the latest March next year.
Okay.
Yeah, February,
At the-
March.
yeah, February or March next year.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah.
That's very reasonable.
I would say February or March next year.
Right on.
Call it Metal Fest next year.
Yeah.
Metal Fest time.
That would
next
be the goal, really, to get it before Metal
Yeah, that's
Fest,
what
I
I'm
think.
Right on.
I think that should be our goal.
Yeah, that's what
our goal
what-
now.
That's what I'm
Perfect.
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first. So,
You actually did.
yeah. So, the exclusive Lament
Shout out to
configuration.
Kentucky Deluxe mouthwash.
That's right.
Exclusive configuration.
Exclusive configuration. So,
You like that one?
great episode, guys. Thank you all so much. for
Thank you,
coming out.
brother.
for having
Thank you
us,
very
man.
much, man.